to play monk. I'm like, wait, I'm a fighter. I can use that weapon anyway. Because it's an unwieldy weapon, though.
Yeah, it's a chain hammer.
I gotta figure out how
It is unwieldy though.
Yeah. So I just have a -1 to attacks.
If you're in close hand, close quarters. I mean, you do the same with the warfare without the unwieldy.
I'm glad that you had us send the sheets in Discord because I just realized I did not have my sheet
On your thing?
on my tablet.
I forgot your sheet.
You forgot your sheet?
Get your sheet together.
Get your
man.
sheet
Now I
together.
have my sheet because I just downloaded it from the Discord.
Right.
That's why I was trying to tell everyone to put it in the Discord. So if you
Fine.
forgot it, you can just download it from the Discord. All that silly logic.
Logic that I don't have during the week because work.
There's a
Not
motherfucking
interested in
big
your
ass
excuses.
mosquito floating there. And it seems to kill it.
What's that?
There's a mosquito that was buzzing me earlier. If anyone sees it, kill it.
Mm-mm.
If I see it,
I'm gonna wait till it
away
gets
from
fully
it.
like chubbed up on your blood, and then I'll kill it.
Like Will Ferrell and it lost.
How did he, like, I love that movie. I love that the thing was like the size of a basketball, but how was he
Right.
living after that?
Yeah, it suck all of his blood out and he died.
How is he living after he passed through the digestive tract of a T-Rex?
All right. Well, let's see how this one goes. So we're just gonna have a combat tonight.
Oh,
Maybe. I know he's grumpy.
Yeah, I figured that's good.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to like go out and cut a
We had
piece of.
to deal with the senior grumpy yesterday.
I'm gonna have to go out and cut a piece of lawn and put it under your feet.
I was thinking about going home, but I'll stay.
Start walking.
No, I was just gonna call.
You want me to grab you some antihistamines?
They don't. They won't help. I have to OD on them, and then I get all itchy. So
have you tried the?
You get
like
itchy?
what was that? Needle stuff that you got?
Oh,
You
the
get
blood-
yeah,
itchy.
it irritates my skin if you take too much.
Dude, it's the opposite for me. When I
Vince says you need to drink out of the fairy mug.
when I get hives or stuff like that, I take antihistamines and it helps.
Have you tried the?
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
all that shit at home. I got all that shit at home. Matter of fact, this September I go to the allergist for him to test me. Find out what's fucking going on.
That's good.
I told you, man, you're allergic to fun.
You're allergic to fun.
Is that why I'm here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can, get all snuffly and be allergic to fun.
Hey,
You want to use that?
I can't eat that.
what,
Friday.
what race are you playing?
Human.
Okay, great. So there's
Human.
hey,
I'm gonna have
It's
two
already a good game. There's no
PDFs
crabs
open
in
at the same time.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
I was raised in a brothel, so
This is
there
the
could be crabs.
Galaxy.
just give me your 8-page
Tab 8.
dissertation
That's
that
10.
Yeah.
that the intelligence
10.
robot made for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got both PDFs.
I wrote that out of my ass, dude. I seriously wrote that myself.
You
That's
did
because it's a
not.
Galaxy
So,
tablet, not an
yeah.
Apple.
Yeah,
Apple's garbage.
Right?
I just
sounds
realized
like
that
AI.
that's something that I was able to do because
is
I
shocking.
haven't
And it is
done.
formulaic, but I wrote it.
I haven't explored this tablet as much as
All right,
I
I'll
would
take
like
your word
to.
for it, I guess.
Besides, I don't have Chat GPT. I have Midjourney.
Oh.
And it only does peak chart.
That's why I do ChatGPT, because everything, literally everything. Although I've been using.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't. No, I want
Dude,
real.
did you get that thing of the
Can
guy
you? Yes.
listening
Could you?
to 50 Shades of Grey with his windows down?
You'll get a corner
Sure.
like third eye, your ass.
Been better for that.
What?
Yeah, but that was just a this shit, but I'll try.
Haha, I fixed it. Okay.
One day we'll have to play Shadow Dark, where you guys can see like
No.
the lack of rules
That's where Elaine got
is
the
actually
Elaine
the best
game
thing.
I'm just gonna paste.
You realize everything on your character sheet has nothing to do with rules. There's not a single. There's only 2 rules on your character sheet. Everything else is what you can do as a character.
Yeah, got that.
You need to scooch that way a little bit.
No, it's stuff you got to know.
Okay, excuse me, sir.
I used my grit points because it doesn't even tell you what grit points are. I don't know yet.
Because I don't think the grit stuff's come out yet.
It's on there.
It's still,
It's in the
yeah, it's on the character
rules.
sheet. But
So
we don't even have
your
subclasses
save
yet.
Is
We're
this
still waiting on subclasses.
this number?
Yeah.
And this-
Really?
Yep.
What does it say? What it says that I get 2 master.
You pick 2 masteries. Tell me
Uh-huh.
which 2 you pick.
No.
If the 2 that you pick, you add this to it. So if you
Oh,
pick
okay.
agility, it would be 4.
Okay, great. So
Oh, hi everyone. We're
you
almost
figured-
ready.
You figured that out.
Maybe,
I watched
possibly,
the video while I was
eventually.
doing
Well,
it.
we're doing some last
And
minute
then
zero
the rest
session
of them are
stuff,
just
and then
one,
we'll-
then, right?
No,
Or-
it's
started.
all this.
I mean, cut my
Oh,
hair.
right. Okay.
Yes. So your awareness.
Oh, there
is
she
3.
is. Honey, did you pick a name yet?
Awareness, I get 2.
Oh shit! I don't know. I told you.
Jelly bean?
Why would I get 2 awareness?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
get
3?
I need to pick them.
Oh,
name
3
for
for
an
the-
angel born. Name for an angel born.
No, for your sage.
Featherfall?
Yeah, for my save.
Oh, you
right
don't get a save. So this
I had a
is
few Angel-born names
a
that
plus
I did
2.
not pick.
Did you
Uh,
pick
Don't
angel
worry.
born too?
Yeah.
I'm a
But
fallen.
she's a
Angel
fallen.
born.
She's Umbral, you're radiant.
I think it's 3.
That's
plus 2, right?
great. I think we should be sisters.
No,
That's
That's
what they
what
were
we were
saying.
saying.
Yeah.
do it.
They-
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be the same.
So
Just the highest. The highest score.
It's your prime.
Okay, yeah.
And
do you
you
spell that?
added
How
to
do you
it,
say
so you add plus 2 to it. So it'd be 5.
That sounds like a. That sounds like an umbral
Each one of
name,
these
not a.
Dots is a plus 2.
okay,
Fallen.
so
Not a
Okay.
He's Cassiopeia.
Plus 2.
yeah, I'm Cassiopeia,
0.
and the names that I thought of aside from that were Melody, Lavina.
I want to name myself
Andromeda.
after my dog. I'm gonna be Umbra.
Might be Umbra.
No,
That's
It's
a
saying you're
good
radiant, but yet your
It's-
name's Umbra.
Radiant. My name's Umbra.
Your skill is
She's
this number
Fallen
plus
and,
2.
and I'm
Okay.
gonna be. And she's Cassiopeia.
Okay,
Yep.
so this
Yeah.
number plus
It
2.
works.
Okay, so 4.
It works.
Because I'm playing it that I wasn't always.
No, I'm not
fallen,
eating her gummy
but
worms.
as
This
of now, I'm.
this maniac here put fucking crack in front of me.
What? It's a mix of chocolate and
Do you
peanut
want
butter
me to get it
M&M's.
without me, or do you need me to go with you? You
I
just
kind
tell
of
them the
need you
name
to
is
go because I'm
Calista.
not sure where it is.
Oh, you go out that way. You go out that way. You go that way.
Okay.
Okay. So
0, 0. Okay. So
OMG. We had so much fun last night building Calista's character.
Did she go point by or?
No, she rolled.
And she got the
She rolled really well.
yeah. She got the plus 2 for rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Those are good stats.
I think she
I
rolled
like
pretty.
the plus 2.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
rolled
well, we
25% better than Array. It just cheat off Bills. He spent all night last night.
I spent most of the day doing this. So and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Why don't you call me?
And so your language that you're born with, you get 2 slots in that, right?
No, your language that you're born with, you're automatically fluent. You
I'm
don't need to mark.
automatically fluent.
You're just
and then-
automatically fluent.
I'm automatically fluent in common,
Correct.
and then I get to pick one
You can pick. You have 2 language points to spend.
to spend. Okay,
So you can either be
limited in
decent-
2 more.
Yeah,
Okay, I get
limited
it.
in
Okay.
2.
I
or
did it
fluent
right
in
then.
1 more. Yeah.
Okay, I did it right. All right, just want to make sure.
I love the fact that their language system allows you at least a chance to understand other languages.
Right.
oh shit,
It's
I
kinda
got 2
cool.
languages.
So you get your fluent language
What's
that you're
my?
born with.
Celestial.
Is it celestial?
I don't know if I did my languages correct
So you get 2 in your primary language.
How-
So it'd be celestial for her, right?
so you know common and celestial,
I know common and celestial.
Fluent.
and you have
Okay.
2 points to spend.
Okay.
So you can either take 2 that you're kind of good at, or take 1 that you're fluent in.
Okay, so I did Fae and Fiend as the ones that I am.
Xander
kind
was
of good
like-
at.
He thought you were going to be Cora Loft.
Who, you?
Remember Laura
Oh
Croft?
yeah,
Cora
Lara
Loft.
Croft. Cora Loft.
Yeah,
Cora
you
Loft.
want to be Cora Loft.
Since we're already like fluent in common, I was born draconic, fluent in draconic, and then I just threw my 2 language points into dwarven.
So
Nah.
I would be fluent in celestial. So my sister and I can't speak to each other.
Yeah, you're both
We're
celestial.
We're both
Yeah.
So
fluent
you're
in
not
celestial.
Fiend.
You're
It's celestial.
I'm
she could
celestial.
be fiend if she wanted to, but
Yeah. But the way that it works is I took the fallen 0 trait, and so that means that in addition
they can
to
agree doing
Angelborn
these
traits,
microphones to come up
I
to
can
the table.
also take fiendish traits.
So I'm going to
Okay.
keep them out of the
So-
camera.
We start out fluent in the one.
You're
Fluent
fluent,
in
so you get
common,
2
fluent in
your
celestial.
Okay.
And you get 2. You're fluent in common, and then you can pick. You have 2 more points to use. So you could be
celestial.
fluent in 1 more language, or you could be semi-fluent
in
in 2.
Okay.
At least after deciphering 15 different
And you pick
pages
Fae?
spread over the entire book, I figured that out.
I picked Fae and Fiend
And
for my
Fiend?
other 2.
Well, then wouldn't you be fluent in Fae? Is that a language?
Yes, Fae is a different language.
Fae is a language, yeah, but I picked limited in Fae and limited in Fiend.
Hmm.
I'm not
Well,
sure
I guess
why
because you're
did that.
because you're multi, right? You're fiend and Fae.
I'm
Fallen angel.
So a fallen angel born is
So you can-
your ancestry, right?
You can
Yeah.
ask a fiend
Gotcha.
which way to the bathroom on his level
Hey,
of
you
hell.
fucking fiend. Where do I take a
Did you
fucking piss?
Exactly.
I think I'm.
You have to speak Latin
Are
backwards.
there any?
Yeah,
Are there any ancestries that don't exist in your world?
Not this one.
No, whatever's on there, I can assure you, the opportunity will come around.
Then
It's
I'm gonna
gonna
take-
be all right,
I'm gonna
is what
take
he's saying.
Elvish and
Gonna
Orcish.
be all right.
I'm gonna pick the Ishes.
Apparently, the change that I did to Mike did not save because I added 2 there, so I'm at a 1. With a negative 1.
Okay, so
I'm
gonna
not
do-
giving you a chicken nugget.
Oh
not
yeah,
giving you
she
burger.
is insistent. She's a little shit.
So
I told you,
I
your
should
mom
be
won't
at-
like me
And it
giving you a
wouldn't
chicken nugget.
download
Oh, no,
the
she
equipment
eats
list
them all the
either. So
time.
I looked it up right now, but I only have my buttons, which is all I'm gonna need. isn't it?
Well, the equipment list
There.
for the starting equipment was
I like how she
Yeah,
took
but
it
it,
and then
like,
ran back
what's
to
in
her.
that? It says
extra weapons, adventuring packs coming soon.
Really give that dog a.
I have adventuring pack coming soon, so whatever's in that.
Yeah, I gave her a chicken
That
nugget
means
that
he
sets
has
the
everything
size
that
of her
he
brain.
possibly
You
needs
can
to
need-
adventure.
I can
because-
pull out 3 items that I need,
Yes, yes.
no matter what
Yeah.
circumstance.
So we're gonna come across
No.
a fishing pole,
You get nothing.
I want to
You get a worm and a string.
and we need more than just D6s.
because
Need more
it's
than
called
one?
DC20. I'd imagine you need a 20-sided
We
die.
need 20-sided dice. That's great. My mom says Sebastian has been eating good.
Was he sick or something?
You what now?
Sebastian.
All right. So last of our 0 session stuff. I'm not worried about Bill because he chatted me up on his questions already. Does anyone have a last minute thought about their character or concern?
So for the starting equipment, 2 weapons or 1 light shield. So that's 1 weapon, 1 shield, or 2 weapons.
Correct.
Okay, and then
I think you can pick
Shield.
shield and armor.
Yes, and then 1 set of novice light armor. Now, does the light armor give us more of the?
It gives you damage reduction.
It gives
Damage
you 1
reduction.
damage. It gives you 1 extra.
Which is
Damage
the
reduction.
physical defense.
No, it does not give you damage reduction.
No, heavy armor. Is the
Heavy
one that
armor
gives
is the only one that gives you
Oh, that's
damage
right.
reduction.
That's right.
What does light armor do?
So light armor will do this. So
you-
your physical right here will become a 12 instead of
Okay.
11. So you have to
Oh,
reprint
so
out.
her physical defense goes up by 1.
Yes,
But it doesn't reduce
but it
damage.
doesn't reduce damage.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I see how this is going to work. I just
And then I have to pick weapons. Still.
I don't think I've picked my weapons yet.
Common,
I'm
celestial.
still just.
you know I can just do this.
But yeah, the zero dwarf trade I took
Mhm.
is I have advantage on saves that. I have advantage on saves against effects that come from consuming food or liquids.
Okay.
Oh my God, why did I open it this way? Close that. Let me open it
You know what? I'm
the other
going to give
way.
myself.
Okay.
There we go. Now let me go to our DC20 panel. More importantly,
No, I'm going to keep that.
oh man,
And I got 1 set of novice light armor. And do I want 2 weapons or a shield? I want a weapon and a shield. I don't get to attack twice if I have 2 weapons. I just still attack once per. Oh,
No,
wait, no.
you-
no,
Because
we're not
you have-
playing
you're not
D&D.
playing
You have
D&D.
$4.
Four bucks.
Remember,
$4
you got
$4 to use.
$4.
Four
So
action,
get a
Which
shield.
reminds me, a way to remind everybody.
4 action points. Right.
A way to remind everybody.
You don't get to keep my dollars.
Why?
What weapons are? Where are the weapons?
The list.
For my $4. Wait, I want dragon ones.
Oh, just chillax.
I want dragon ones. I got pirates and I got.
Just to remind you, you have 4 action points.
Thanks, baby. Get yourself cleaned up.
Get yourself a haircut and a meat pie sandwich.
Where are weapons?
The worst pies in London.
Please stop! I'm really trying to get that out of my head right now. Okay? You're
What?
an effing friend, Sweeney Todd.
Oh, sweet Todd?
Yeah,
I'd eat those meat pies. It probably tastes like pork.
right.
You wouldn't know the difference. You know, like in Soylent Green, where he's like, Soylent Green is people, and everybody looks at him like, yeah, we all know. Like,
We've known
Where
that
have you
a
been?
long time, buddy. I saw it in the trailer. The truckloads of people being hauled off to the factory.
yeah, they just have dumpsters. They go, dumps them all in the back.
Bring out your dead.
Well, they get them while they're still alive.
Yeah, pizza.
Oh, here it is.
Jason, he's here.
Thank you.
Seriously, those are no different than their mini pizzas.
Yeah, they look the same.
Wait.
Were they supposed to be different in price?
8-inch versus 11-inch.
Wow. If you're willing to give up 3 inches, man, it says a lot about you.
This one's ours.
Okay. I've seen.
Just eat one pizza and punch him in the back of the head.
There you
Give me a
Oh, are we
9-inch
splitting
pizza.
this one?
Give me a 3-inch pizza
Yeah.
and make it hurt.
Mystic nuts and then-
Okay. Oh, maybe I want a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just in
Don't
case you,
hurt 'em,
just in
hammer.
case you know you got some hammering you got to do.
Don't hurt him, hammer.
Head, him.
Oh, action points. Cool.
The
The coins are to remind you of action points.
Yep.
Best way to remember is it's like currency.
Fireball, 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 fireball.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
A fireball of the darkness. Ooh, I want a returning weapon.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I
There it
said no
goes.
to a pet.
Here it goes.
You've been proud of me. I said no to the pet.
Boomerang.
Thank you, Jason. I know you'll sleep on the couch tonight for that, but I'm glad you made that decision. Because we're just barely ruining the rules. We don't have like I have a pet dragon and a cat and a bag of holding. Yeah, you know what? In DC20, they have no bags of holding.
They probably don't.
They don't.
They don't have any magic.
And they don't have any mimics either.
One of the magic items are what
How do you figure out what the?
That's another thing I love.
Yeah.
To create my own magic item, which I've already been doing, except now just in the flavor of DC20.
How do you? They don't have a monster manual, right? So how do you do the monsters?
I have that.
You have it?
Mhm.
Oh, sweet.
It's called the Monster Starter Pack.
You got that, but you don't have a backpack for us? All right.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, DC20.
I mean, we may not be able to have pets, but I can turn into a sheep.
All right.
Wild magic.
Are you a?
You know, if you push a sheep up to a cliff, it'll automatically back up.
Okay, everybody should take a first aid kit because under adventuring supplies it says first aid kit.
Does anyone have the
and
jaws of
healing
life
potion.
or lightsaber?
You're gonna get cheese all over the place.
What's it say? Yeah, I got a knife. I got a knife. Dude, I got a knife.
I got it.
You know, if you pull on the serrated edge, it just comes undone.
No.
Never go anywhere unarmed.
I always have arms.
I can also stun myself.
You can stun yourself?
On
That sounds like
accident.
fun.
Like punch yourself
Yeah.
in the face.
Okay, so
Stop
under
hitting yourself,
adventuring
stop hitting
supplies they have
Stop
three
hitting
things.
yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Gauntlet, healing potions, and first aid kit. So I think we should
Oh,
each
that-
get a healing potion and a first aid kit.
That makes sense.
Healing potions are up there on the table.
Wait,
Because-
does it say you get them?
Well, all it says is adventuring supply packs coming soon. X or Y packs. Adventuring packs coming soon.
Okay.
The only things under adventuring supplies right now are gauntlet, healing potions.
What's a gauntlet do? Stop you from getting your hand chopped off?
You
Oh, you can
purchase
punch with
gauntlets.
it. That's
It's a-
right.
It's
You
a
can-
weapon.
From
It's a
a
weapon.
Shall we?
Little weapon.
It says you can purchase gauntlets from a blacksmith or they come automatically with heavy armor. Wearing gauntlets.
And healing
or
potions you don't roll
unarmed
for
strike.
anymore. You just get points back.
Your unarmed strike with that hand, the impact weapon property, +1 damage on heavy hits. Beta note: prices are not set for things like gauntlets, so a simple 5 gold should be a good price for now. Beta.
Do
So
we do we have
those
a
are
spell
the
list?
3 things.
There's
So-
a basic spell list, yeah.
Okay.
Basic spell list.
By the way, I have spell cards up there if you need them. They're all printed in plastic.
One spell card.
Yes.
First
I
aid
will.
kit and a healing potion.
You didn't think that. I think it's so sweet. So sweet.
Be strong. Be strong. No pet rule, man. I love it.
I hate you.
It's gonna make combat go by so much quicker.
Hang on.
Are you full?
I'll have more later.
My 100 lemmings attack.
They all have physical defense of 2.
Yeah,
They have 1 hit point,
right.
but there's 100 of them.
So
And they
do
all
one
need
hit
to go
point.
on a different initiative.
But all together they only do 1 hit point. And they can fly.
Stop you, million ants.
I'm Ant-Man.
No, million ants.
Yeah. What, is that the guy's name?
Rick and Morty. Yeah.
Yeah, Million Ants. Didn't he bang something? Like he was sleeping with
Yeah, Rick
the
was-
planet chick, right?
Yeah.
I love it how he destroys them all. It's such a great freaking show, man.
Which one, Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The Rick Vengers.
Yeah, the Rick Bengers. He kills them all.
Oh, why am I? There we go. My white balance app.
We attack.
Imagine a land from a very long time ago. Deep, deep in the north. A place that was once this center of everything. The height of its power, the land connected with great duchies as well as many other kingdoms. However, this land slowly succumbed to a strange, dark magic. that no one quite understood where it was coming from. This strange tower of rock in the far north became known as the Kutek. And from this tower, this dark energy expanded outward. It affected those that went to war with each other. It affected those in power. And it descended this place into the beginnings of chaos. The chaos became so bad, the capital city had to be moved further south. The king had died, and this place, known as Blackmoor, was forever changed.
Yeah, that's old.
There is a farmhouse. The road to the farmhouse is littered with rutted mud, rock, gravel. The garden around this farmhouse looks surprisingly healthy considering the decay of this area. Not being too far from the capital city of Dantraden, here this place feels far removed. A place that feels as if it is barely holding on to the edge of the old idea of what Blackmoor used to be. Many centuries have gone by at this point. The new council that runs the remnants of the population of Blackmoor barely functional. Zephora, as you ride on the back of your horse, you hear the clomp and the mud sticking to the hooves. You look at the writ that was given to you, and this seems to be the place. The farmhouse is there. You look around. Give me an awareness check, if you would, please.
So I would add 5 to that roll. Okay. So 19.
19. Coming through the bogs and the places of swamp in order to get here was taxing. This place almost feels like somehow the decay is being held back, whether by hope, magic, or sheer luck. You're not really sure. But you could see 4 other horses tied up in front of this farmhouse. See their nervousness as they kind of shift a bit. The sheep in a nearby pen look surprisingly dull, unenergetic, and the heavy, humid nature of the cold at this place is just, even though it's the tail end of summer, it's still cold but humid at the same time. And the geyser effect of this land has kind of created this strange kind of damp while also being cold. The place is miserable. It's neither warm nor freezing. It's neither pleasant nor nice. It's just everything about you just feels like this place is just dying. It's slowly dying. You bring the horse into the garden path up towards the place where the other horses have been tied off. A small child, very bedraggled looking, tattered clothes, comes out. Oh, sorry, man. Can I take your horse for you? I'll take care of it, I assure you.
See that you do.
Yes, of course. Takes the reins and bit. And I believe everyone else is waiting inside, ma'am. If okay. And he just makes like takes a look at your visage and how you look, and just immediately just sheer white and starts to panic a little bit.
Okay. I'll just go in then.
Yeah, as the 4 of you sit in a very small dining area, the woman seems middle-aged, brown hair, pleasant features, green eyes, but there's a regal nature to her movement. It's the way that she moves about the place, as if she's not used to service. She's used to being served. She's not used to this simple kind of farmer's life that she seems to be shrouded in. She seems to be used to other people living at her station, and she's come down to a whole new station that she's not familiar with. I don't have much. Dallin, do you like milk in your tea? I wish I had sugar. I don't. I'm sorry. I haven't had sugar for some time.
Milk that will do.
Oh, very well. You can hear the clatter of the cups and the hot water being poured. At that moment, the door opens. Sephora, describe to the other four what Sephora looks like as you come into the room.
Okay. You see like a very slim, 5'3" female, very pale skin, and dark black hair. She's dressed in, basically dark riding clothes, and she has 2 daggers in her belt, and that's about it.
As you come in, you look to your left, and Dallin, describe yourself to Sephora. What would she see?
Very well muscled man. Think young Arnold Schwarzenegger. Very, very good looking, except the right side of his face is caved in, and his right eye is milky white.
Can you use a voice so people can hear you? Because I can't even hear you. Mumbleina.
Sorry.
That's mostly because I can't hear you.
Okay.
Something about milky kites.
A well-muscled man, mid-20s, very handsome, except for the right side of his face has been caved in. His right eye is milky white, appears to be blind. Short cropped auburn hair. He's a good-looking guy, except for that fucked-up face.
Yeah. Tray and a busy person coming out of the back of the house. Oh, Mr. Sephora, is it? You got my... Yes, it's always the eyes. They tell me not to stare at you directly. I apologize. Please, have a seat. We're just discussing plans. All right. Kind of sit down. You sit in between 2 people. Cassiopeia and Pandy. Describe what Cassiopeia looks like, and then Pandy will describe what Pandy looks like.
So, looks like around 5'6", 5'10", somewhere in there. She's relatively tall. Looks like she used to be a gorgeous angel, but she's hit some rough times. Got long, almost used to be blindingly white hair. Now it's kind of a very dirty blonde. Pale skin, kind of dirty. And doesn't look the most friendly.
Pandy, what do you look like?
He's about 5'4", very broad. You see what looks like a leather cloak draped around him, but we'll shift and you'll actually see that the cloak moves. It's actually very wings. His scales are a mix of
Speak up.
His scales are a mix of purple and green.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
And it's got, the little bits of bone and horn kind of adornments that most folk with his lineage around here.
As you sit between the 2 of them, you catch yourself looking across over to Umbra. Umbra, what do you look like?
Are we going with the sisters too?
I look
Exactly like
I think I look exactly.
but not fallen, but like opposite of her.
like what my character looked like before she fell.
Yes.
So dirty and filthy, clean and
Yes.
Wholesome.
wholesome.
Yes.
This is your brain.
Non
This is your brain
sequitur.
on drugs.
Best Lucifer ever was in fucking what's his name? The guy who played Aragorn.
We're like twins.
Yeah.
But
You
one
know the
fallen,
movie?
one not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. As the five of you sit there in this very confining area with small tables, sitting areas, a nervous woman, this person that summoned you here, quickly hands Dalian his tea, hands drinks to others as well, sets a meager tray of food on the table. You can tell once again by her walk, the way she is, she's something more than she appears. She quickly pulls the long curly hair back into a tie, ties it off, sits in an overstuffed chair. My name is Daria Briar. I almost went to Critical Role, you see that?
Mhm.
Daria Blackmoor. My family is the original family that founded this place before we were driven out of the north and before the wars took my family and took our land and unfortunately took my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Mr. Blackmoor himself. Our ancestral home lies north of here, and it sits beyond the bogs and the Great Downs. You go beyond Hope Lake and up towards the Great Bluffs, and there the old castle of my family still sits, the castle of Blackmoor. I have been told by both friends and strangers alike that a light was seen shining from the old castle. But it is said that no one's lived there for many centuries. I see this as not an omen, an opportunity, a chance to reclaim my birthright. In this castle, in its deep underdwell, is a workshop that my many times over grandfather once took an opportunity to create a seal. And the seal proves the righteousness of our claim on the land. But more importantly, we believe that the magic needed to rid ourselves of the magic emanating from the distant north of the Kuteg can be found there as well. While I don't have any funds upon which I can directly pay you, I can allow you to take what you find. The place has been abandoned for so long. I'm not one to believe that creatures, entities, citizens, even mercenaries may have drifted in and out of that place. Whatever the threat is there that has recently lit the window and allowed people to understand that someone is there, that could be a person of import. Not many people can find their way up to the old Blackmoor castle. The journey alone could potentially kill you. Once you're there, no one really knows or understands what's deep inside its great architecture and its old structure that it is. What I can tell you is that armies threaten all aspects of the Blackmoor kingdom even now. The council that sits in the new capital of Dentraden do not see the threat like I see it. The old magic is rising again. I know this to be true. Perhaps retrieving the seal and the magic of my many times grandfather had found, I could present this to the council as proof. The threats are beginning to rise yet again. While the Grand Duchy of Ten still reside beyond their borders and mind their business, other threats nip at our heels. Look for weaknesses. Look for places. Come at us. Take the last decaying scraps of Blackmoor. I hope that you all will take on this challenge. I have a map that will get you as far as the bogs. Beyond that, I know of no trail that would be considered clear to take. I know of no road beyond the stories and the limitations of my own understanding of the old castle itself. I do know that others seek it, and they will be on trails as well. They will be seeking this light, proof that someone is there. It's begun to stir rumors, stir people into thinking this is an opportunity that must be taken. I fear for the safety of what's left of this kingdom, as well as whether or not we have a future at all. She kind of sits back in her chair. For someone that's not quite as old as you might think her to be, she suddenly almost looks aged after telling the story, as if this story is something that her family has handed down as a tradition from generation to generation. Almost like they were waiting for this opportunity, this proof that someone is in the old Blackmoor castle.
What's her name?
Deidre Blackmoor. She sets a map of the bog down on the table. She sets, I have some healing potions I can give you. She sets 5 healing potions down along with the map. I have a little bit of coin. She sets 12 gold alongside everything as well. There's not much out there to be traded with, but if you come across rovers or bandits or people that might want to coin trade with you, you can certainly give it a go. Is this something that you feel you can take on?
I'm assuming I was sent here by my patron?
Possibly.
Of course.
Thank you, Dan. Much appreciated. Cassiopeia, Pandy,
Sounds like it could be fun.
you are as dark as you look.
Where she goes, I am.
Makes sense. And you?
I think it could be fun.
You are definitely sisters. Stranger from the deep south. Your reputation is known to me. Will you take this on?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you all. You have fresh horses waiting for you. Leave your horses that you traveled with me. I already have the stable master preparing them for you. Because you'll have to traverse through the bogs, I haven't bothered to hook up a wagon. You have supply, equipment to last you 2 weeks. Good luck. The sun spins. The light in the common room shifts. 5 individuals on the last of the muddy trail. You've been traveling for about 3 days, and so far, the last vestiges of normalcy have faded. No longer do you see people riding, people traveling between small village and small city. It's more about being on the outskirts of the beginnings of a great bog. Huge, unrolling, and these big, like blossoming, like geysers of steam, kind of like explode from time to time. rotted trees falling in on each other, land that is more mush than land itself. Every now and then you could hear a bird take flight and the caw of a crow. You see a very kind of sickly looking hawk barely able to fly away. Place smells.
Oh man, I want to pick up that hawk and nurse it back to health.
Don't look at me that way. She said it, not me. Everybody give me an awareness, if you would, please.
18.
18?
17.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, do we need to add, anything to this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Seven
5.
plus-
So
23.
yes.
17.
17.
13.
13.
You rock.
Did I get everybody? Pandy, what'd you get?
18.
18. Okay. Already. What?
He doesn't want any of my children.
Well, it's probably because he's having an allergy attack. Where'd the. I'm stuck at M&M's right now. Sorry.
Next one.
I got the regular and peanut butter one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
You can't make out with Rachel.
Oh,
I-
darn. Just kidding.
Pretty sure he doesn't want to because
I know. Every time I eat peanut butter, I look at her and I say, "Sorry, we can't make out."
You have 18 days worth of supplies left at this point. You've used 3.
To get to where we're at.
Where you're currently at, which is traversing kind of the lowlands, the rocky terrain that's kind of still under some semblance of management by the Blackmoor kingdom. You're now at the edge of the bog. Bog looks to have many different trails that lead in and out of it.
Did she give us 3 weeks of supplies?
2.
You said we have 18 days of
Yep.
supplies left.
Oh, sorry. 3 minus.
12
You have 12 days. Sorry.
or 17.
no, it's a thing.
There are a lot of animal trails, footpaths, things that look like they could be trails. Some look older, some don't. There's many different points of entry, but the density of the bog is both equal to the marsh trees that are all kind of rotted in decay and the 2-foot tall kind of geyser humidity or swamp gas that kind of blankets the area. According to the map, who's got the main map at this point?
I have no.
I did not take
Cartography. Cartography is map, right?
Map
Yep.
making, but
And
I mean-
understanding, though.
So I would
True.
have the map.
okay. So Cassiopeia has the map. As you are on horseback looking at the map, examining the trails, give me what would be a skill that you would use to try to figure out a safe entry based on your character sheet?
Probably investigation.
Give me an investigation check.
10.
As you examine the map and examine the entry point, there's a particularly slightly higher and drier pathway off to your right that looks like it's a good starting point. The challenge you have is the map takes you all the way into the bog, and based on that same investigation, it looks to be about a 2-3 day travel into the bog. After that, the map gets a little bit less detailed at this point.
Or vague in common vernacular.
Do I see any other routes that look slightly more pleasant?
You can give me a survival check on that one.
Guidance.
Do you have guidance?
It's a
It's grit.
Standard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't give her a dice. It gives her.
The help die.
You can
Yeah,
use a
so-
grit. You can use your
So-
grit to do it.
How much? How much do I get to add?
I think she gets that a +8, right?
I'm trying to find out if it's a cantrip or. Damn it, I'm not
It
a
should
spell.
Should stay on your spell card. at the top.
Cantrip Protection Arcane.
Yeah,
Very
the very, very top.
Little tiny writing, very, very top.
Cantrip. Okay, it does say.
You like stared at the card for 30 seconds.
That should tell you something.
You can grant a health die at 1d8 to an ally within
About this
range.
game.
Target.
You have a D8.
Health die,
I thought it was a +8, so
So,
that's a D8.
1d8 to add to any check before they make the start of your next.
All right.
And
So
now it's taking the help action.
Karnak says, Cantrip.
Oh my god, it's
Only
great.
old people get
I
it.
love you, honey, but it was like your senses locked up. You had 4 people. Top of the card. Top of the card. Top of the card. And then like,
So with what I rolled and the D8 and from my sheet, that is 23.
taking a second look at the map, you begin to realize there's an overgrown area of trees that looks mysteriously kind of like purposely hidden. You also notice that someone has come through here to kind of cover their tracks. And as you canter the horse over to that area, you realize that they've hidden off a track that looks even better than the one that you just saw.
I'm gonna. Hey, so guys, this over here looks like it'll get us there maybe a little faster without having to go through the bog. Looks like someone was here and tried to hide this.
I'm all for not getting dirty.
Insight? No.
What'd you get?
2+. So no.
You're like, looks great.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, I'm a city kid anyway, so yeah, of course.
Daniel starts clearing away all the debris. Sure enough, there's a pretty sizable horse track that you can take into the bog at this point. You can even see a couple empty wooden crates, some used torches. Someone's been here before. And
How recent?
give me a survival check.
Not in that same note.
Wow.
I rolled a 1.
I mean, fairly recent, maybe not, hard to tell. The conditions of the bog have kind of like aged things or made things kind of rain soaked, so it's really hard to tell.
There's like mice living in it.
The little mouse comes up to the edge of the box. Oh, hello.
It's been a while.
Can I investigate just to see if I still think that this is a better idea?
Give me an insight on that.
24.
Wait, do we have it? Oh, yeah, we have insight.
Yep.
24?
19 plus 5.
This actually does feel like the best way because you know people have been coming and going here. It could also be a little bit more dangerous in the sense you don't know if they've left or they've come. So they could be on the trail in. So you're not really sure, but at least you know it's probably a solid trail that at least
that's
maybe a little bit more reliable.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm just gonna
Make
point
it
out, like,
easy, right?
yeah, it looks like this trail looks pretty well used. I think
Cast black
we
light.
should be relatively safe going through
There
here.
is white splatter everywhere.
Except for one little
Like,
squared piece.
No,
Oh, it reminds me of my youth back in the brothel.
it's gnome shaped.
Gnome shaped or was
No
it halfling shaped?
It's halfling shaped. Tommy. Okay, let's go.
you guys gather up the horses, recheck all your tack and harness, and so who's in the lead? Who's taking point?
Okay.
I'm a ranger, so I could take a point.
Sephora is taking point.
I'll be after.
Okay.
I'll be next.
Okay.
Why weren't you hearing the map?
I'll take up the rear.
Okay.
I said I'll take up the rear, not take it up the rear.
Oh,
I wasn't actually asking for that clarification. You did that on your own.
Yeah.
Ooh.
those eyes were all about, I wonder what she's going to say next. And then she said,
Oh, yes. Back in the brothel, that was called the number 42. Yes.
So, the first half of the day's journey, what skill would you guys like to use to help the party get to the halfway point of the day?
I'll use nature.
Nature? All right. What are you doing with it?
Keeping an eye out on the road to, like, make sure no hindrances of growth or
Okay.
boggy spots.
All right. Go for it. Roll.
That is
Math.
14.
14. Okay. Cassiopeia, what do you want to use?
What is it that we're doing right now?
Groups. We're doing a group check to get through the
Okay.
first half day of the journey.
So, shoot, I just pulled it out. I'm sorry, I'm on after hours support this week, and my colleague just let me know that there was a call that came in.
Gotcha.
I hate that so much. I'm sorry.
Insight.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. Dalen, what are you doing?
Dallin.
Dalen?
Dallin.
Okay,
Athletics.
Dalen.
Athletics.
Okay.
Natural 1 brings it to a 6.
6. Okay.
I stubbed my toe lifting a tree trunk and dropping on my foot.
Sephora, what are you doing?
I'm looking real quick here.
No, just
Umbra, what are you doing?
I'm gonna use.
I know, but I want to. I have other stuff.
Use the
Right.
same skill. You don't-
I couldn't hear you.
No, he said, hold on, I'm thinking. So, all right, I'm going to use survival.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and obscure our tracks as we are
Nice. I like that.
going.
Okay. Go for it. Okay there,
I'll
Bill?
Make it worse. 17.
17. That's...
I'll use my stealth when
Okay.
I'm tracking out ahead of the party to make sure.
Yeah,
That,
I love that.
okay. You fucker. Son of a bitch.
Two.
First roll the game.
awesome.
No,
Yeah.
it's your second
One
roll of
is-
the game. Your
yeah,
first
no.
roll was
Between
awareness.
us, we got
But
3.
I'm so great at it. It's going to be great. So it'll be 7.
7.
Oh, so I-
Not bad for recovering from a 2.
Yeah.
The
Should've been
journey
there, Pat.
is a slog. Dalian. Dalian.
Down.
You can call me Darlin if you want.
Okay,
You
Darlin.
You can call me anything you want. My name is Darlin.
Dallin, as you're kind of trying to keep the pathway clear, as you do, you kind of lift the rotted log to kind of move it out of the way, and you feel something strike at your leg. And you feel the fangs kind of just find just enough flesh, but fortunately it's not a poisonous snake, but you will take 1 point of piercing damage from the effect.
That's all.
As
And my armor is kind of like a blackish reddish leather.
okay. Do you have any damage reduction for your armor? Okay.
That's what I use.
Sephora,
It's more of a
Yeah.
barbarian.
since you're leading the group deeper
Yeah.
into the bog,
Mm-hmm.
As you're trying to be clever and quiet about your movement, you inadvertently kind of reach up to move a branch like silently away from you, and something wrapped around the branch just strikes down at you.
Okay.
You can feel the poison burn, but I think you're immune to poison, aren't you?
I have advantage on saving throws.
Okay.
It's not a total immunity.
Okay.
God, it wasn't bees.
But I was just trying to look that up for a second.
So I want that as a pet.
It's dead now.
Um,
It bit her and died.
Yeah. The blood was so toxic.
let me just look real quick.
Well, like the bee, its stinger. I mean,
Its fangs stayed in his arm, yeah, in her eyes.
All right, so
Poor design.
it gives
Poor creature
me.
design.
Okay, so you have
I think
poison
the-
resistance half, and it,
The agility save, right?
no, it's you have poison resistance. It says half, so I'm assuming I get half damage,
Okay.
and I have an advantage on the saving throw against being poisoned. So I'd roll my saving throw.
Yep.
And what would that be against?
I think it would be against agility, wouldn't it?
I would
Okay.
say might physical.
Oh yeah, might. Yeah,
Might?
yeah. Roll against might.
In the older one I was watching, he had an overall save for the physical category and the mental.
Okay, so
category.
it is
Now he broke it
15.
down again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I got a 15.
So you're not poisoned
Okay.
at all. You'll take no poison damage.
Okay,
You'll take 1 point of piercing damage from the fangs.
okay. So
The rest of you keeping an eye out for natural footfalls and weaknesses in the trail. Keeping an eye on the wild things around you. Keeping an eye on whether or not there's immediate threats. There's a feeling that the one thing that you begin to realize might be out here, creatures called boghounds. These are wild, domesticated dogs that for many generations have kind of fled into the bog and either been someone else's food or they've kind of mutated in by interbreeding with other creatures out here. And you can see the leftover carcasses of other kinds of animals along the trail. The second half of the day goes by a little bit easier. You begin to notice that, to Cassiopeia's concern, that there's definitely signs that people have come through here, and fairly recently. Shattered bottles, detritus remains, almost like someone coming through and just tossing trash onto the ground. The remains of something that was eaten, and piece of apple kind of smashed onto the ground.
I make a streetwise roll like it's. Does this look like bandits?
Yeah, go for it.
8.
8? Either or, hard to tell. Whoever's out here, they could be hunters, because whoever's using this trail is either using the trail to access the bog or to get beyond the bog. Most of the information, what's beyond the bog, is not really heavily known, so hard to know for sure.
Might be bandits.
It gets
Could be
dark.
bandits.
Yeah,
Could be
go for it.
bandits.
Give me an investigation check. 13. What are you trying to suss out?
Saying it's been left on purpose or it's natural.
The fact that it's been left behind tells you it's probably not hunters. These are the things that attract interest. These feel like maybe smugglers, just drunkards coming in to either pick something up or drop something off, and they just don't care that they're in the bogs. They're not being careful, is what it feels like.
I'd like to check to just make sure we're still going the right direction.
Yeah. Take the map. Survival check as you look at the map. Okay. You can have an extra D8 because you're using the map now that you're in the bog.
Right. So that-
Whoever left this is a little sloppy.
Yeah, it reminds me of the slums.
Survival, right?
Okay.
24.
24. Based on the map, you get the feeling that in the next few miles or so, you should reach a high ground spot that would probably be a good camping spot to be in. If it's not occupied, it'll probably be a good location for you guys to hole up.
All right. Hey guys, we're getting near a spot that we'll probably be able to camp for the night, as long as it's not.
You guys get to the end of the trail. Sephora, you see it first. You're coming up out of the marshes more, and kind of like it feels like you're coming up on a space where a huge amount of trees have kind of collapsed in on themselves and then gradually rotted and collapsed and rotted. So it's a bit more of a high spot. see the remains of like an old, deep-rooted tree in the middle of it. Give me a survival check as you begin to examine the trail leading up towards it.
14.
Okay.
14.
14. The trail splits off. There's a trail that goes up to the high point, and then another trail that skirts it and disappears back into the bog. That trail looks busy, like people have come through here. The trail leading up to the high point doesn't look to be recently active. You get the feeling that no one's used it probably within the last maybe 4 or 5 days.
All right. Well, I'll go up there and check it out.
You guys watch as Sephora canters her horse up onto the high ground. As she's up there doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
I'll check the map, make sure that everything looks good, and just kind of look around to see if there's anything we should be wary of nearby.
Give me an awareness check on that one.
I'm looking at it to make sure we're not going to get ambushed.
Awareness.
I'm clueless in the wilderness, so
12.
Steady boy.
yeah.
12. Okay.
I'm going to like try to go out the best spot to build the camp. Like,
Give me an insight check on that. Or survival.
Ooh.
Your choice. Insight or survival.
I
I'll go
I will use athletics.
17.
Like flatten out a spot because we're going to camp, right?
Okay. 17.
24.
23,
Nice.
natural 20.
As a group, you guys are kind of like falling into that natural pattern of just like it's been a long, hard day. The sun's beginning to set. You can hear the night insects coming out. The cicadas are kind of kicking in. Because of the density of the humidity, it's kind of like you're getting that heavy fog rolling in the early evening light. But you're checking out the perimeter of the site. Everything looks okay. No immediate sign of danger. You've cleared an area around the tree. Because of the fog rolling in, it might be a good idea to light a fire if you wanted to. There's been no animal sign anywhere. It looks relatively clear. You kind of hang out at the trail that's a little bit deeper in the wood, Umbra. And as you watch while they're all setting up at the campsite, the tents are coming up. You watch as a fire kind of like starts kind of giving a soft glow. No one seems to be following you at all, as far as you can tell. You guys settle into the early routine of camp. Tins come out, rations are broken up and put into a common pot. Meat's shoved on sticks and kind of skewered over fire. It's early evening.
Blood bottle, hand blown bottles, and one each. Remember?
Thank you.
No, it's one of my latest batches.
These spells look a little bit different than what's
Bottle
in here. Is that
each.
true? Okay.
I just printed out what the resources had for me.
I'm gonna look around for any herbalism or alchemy.
Ooh. What would you use for that?
Herbalism
Or alchemy.
or alchemy.
I'll
Well,
join,
you're looking for stuff.
It'd be
Investigation.
I'll join her in
Or
doing
medicine.
that.
Okay.
Or survival.
Well, I mean, if you're
Survival.
looking for medicinal plants, I think medicine would make sense.
Yeah. You'd be like, my.
Okay, no, it's the same.
If I can make
It's just a
some-
different
Yeah.
format.
So, like, your herbalism would help with your identification, let's say. So, yeah, give me an herbalism check for starters. It's the two of you kind of, do you wander far away from camp or just the edge of camp, or how far are you going?
Probably just past the edge of camp.
Okay.
Like, I don't think.
So where the
We wanna go too
dense
far.
marsh, like where all the dense marsh plants are and stuff. Okay. What'd you get?
22.
22. You come across a very dense patch of wormroot.
Wormroot.
Wormroot, you happen to know for a fact, is a really good kind of like antiseptic, and it's good for anti-venomous properties. You spend about an hour gathering up a small amount of it that you feel like you could process later.
Okay.
Anything you want to do while you're wandering about?
While I'm going to be looking for poisonous.
Give me an
things that I
herbalism
can
check
make.
as you begin to look for a very specific plant.
And you said it's
Which-
good for infected?
Yes. So it's basically any
Oh,
kind of cure for poison. It's a very common thing that you would use to distill into curing for poisons.
19.
19. You come across bane root. These are incredibly dangerous and deadly poisonous roots. Even physically working with them could make you very toxic and sick from working with it. But distilled and done properly, it can offer up a great way of like enhancing poisonous damage. So you guys spend part of your evening doing that, gathering that up. What are the rest of you doing with the early part of the evening?
Knowing the sisters are off looking for herbs,
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and take out my marine supplies
Okay.
to put it up kind of like next to the fire to prepare a small distillery.
Okay.
Distillery, whichever they bring. What they do the
Oh.
concoctions.
Just
Okay.
like normal, we're, polar opposites. She's looking for pure poisons and I'm looking for cures.
Literally,
Literally.
I've made both of these. They are marked.
Uh-huh.
And then once that's set up, I'm just
Okay.
going to get back to down and then just start
What's your trade skill?
blacksmithing, glassblowing,
Give me a brewing check. I have a DC in mind for this as you begin to assemble the kit that you have so that you have something to work with.
Well, I have the awful.
So do I.
Yeah, but you're not there.
that's a little 11.
11? Okay. Sephora and Darlin.
Dallin.
No, you said I could call you Darlin.
Dallin. Okay, yes, you can.
What are you two doing? You can see that Candy is working on some kind of brewing kit. You can hear the two of them on the very far edge of the camp, like gathering things from like the moss and stuff like that, leaving. No, you don't get to plant eggs in this campaign.
Yeah, right. I know, right? Okay.
Sephora has a very yeah, it's super cringy, but I love it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not planning on that. I'll just keep an eye out around the perimeter of the camp to see if anything's coming up on us.
Okay. So secret.
I will. I'll take mid watch again, and I'll take a nap. And while I'm sleeping, I will beseech my patron, or you can choose to enter my.
Right.
That's
That's fair.
You're going
So
to
you're falling asleep while on watch?
and
No, I
hope
said I'll take the mid watch.
You're going to sleep
That's not
and
what I
hope your
heard.
patron enters you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I heard too.
It felt like a
That's
dragonborn.
the way you want to do it.
It's all like a dragon.
Like I said, may
Nice.
not be tall, but I am girthy.
There's 3 females in this party.
The minivan.
There are three humans.
Leaving you momentarily by yourself as you're kind of just keeping an eye on things. You can watch as Dylan.
Dallin.
Dallin.
Like
Down.
Okay.
think of Dallon's closet.
Well, no, the problem is I know him by 3 other names.
Yeah.
So it's more of a phonic problem with me because I'm combining all your names at the same time.
Dallin Billabora.
So while Dallin is taking a nap, and you can hear the not quite twins kind of ruminating over their findings of the different roots and stuff like that.
Spy versus spy.
I know, right? She would not
Yeah,
know
she
what
wouldn't
that
understand
the
reference is.
reference.
She's way too young for that.
The great
That's right.
favorite comic strip and great
It was a Mad Comics.
Well, I'll be dead soon, and you
It
won't
was-
know.
Wasn't it on Rocky and Bullwinkle?
No.
No, but that's a good reference.
No,
that's a
Boris
very
and
old cartoon.
Natasha.
Yeah.
Boris and Natasha.
Boris Natasha.
Moose.
Sometimes
Moose
fun.
and squirrel.
Move the squirrel.
I remember
Let's see
I
what this
remember
is.
watching it somewhere.
Oh, it used to be on Color TV. What's that color?
Mad TV.
Mad TV. Yes, it used to be on Mad TV because Mad TV was a parody of Mad Magazine. It was supposed to be the same thing. So, yes, you're correct, and it was a good cartoon. It was actually great animation. So you're currently by yourself, except you can hear Pandy kind of clinking and clanking a bit, putting together like a mash distiller thing, and there's a nice sweet roasted smell beginning to kind of flow from the kit that he's assembling. Little tiny fire. There's the larger fire that you kind of put at the base of the large tree that you guys have kind of camped around. Did I have you give me an awareness roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me an awareness roll because you're being very focused
Okay.
at this
Sweet
point.
scent of burning meat like the
How much gold would each of us have?
Gross as fuck.
17.
17? Okay.
I have to ask how much starting gold would each of us have?
I would say right now you each have 8 gold. Which,
Yay.
if you choose, you can pull gold off of the table and use your coins if you'd like, or mark it in your book. Either way.
I got 4 here. Let's go.
Your action
if
point
I have
markers.
more, if I have more, then I will get it confused with my markers.
Plus, there's a giant thing of colored rock markers too. If you want to swap those out for action points, either or.
And all I'm going to do is every time I use an action point, just flip a coin.
Fair enough.
or you can mark it up in your sheet.
While everyone else is busy, you see it first. A pair of very tight red eyes in the dark undergrowth of the marsh. You can
hot,
see like drool spilling into the edge of the water.
They're really
It
hot.
sees you and you kind of see it, but it's dark enough in the bog that it just kind of fades. The trees kind of collapse in behind, the leaves collapse in behind it, and you could hear a low kind of guttural growl, like a, and then it just kind of fades away.
There's a Homer back into the bushes.
I was just thinking,
No,
look at him. He
Homer's-
looks at me.
I love that meme. That meme is so overused.
Will you? Oh, let's see. No, I get gain that back if I do that. I'm gonna spend 1 AP and 1 SP to get advantage on survival checks to find the target.
Stamina point.
To find it's my hunter's mark
Yeah.
ability.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do advantage on awareness to basically find the target. So it means like,
Kills a vampire.
track
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then I also get my first attack on the target gains advantage. And I do an extra damage.
You saw it, so
Crit.
you're like
Yeah.
placing your hunter's mark on it before you lose track of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I think it's not as much magical, but it's like track.
Right.
Like I could pick up on its trail and all this stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah.
track it and
Go
then
for it.
mark it. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, where's my?
I love the blue hair, by the way.
Thank you.
Pretty epic. Isn't it nice having white hair? It's so easy to dye.
I love
There's
dying
an
chasers.
awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, awareness.
We used to dye all the time. We will.
I was gonna ask, like, did you spill Kool-Aid on your
So I got a 13.
13.
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
horrible tone,
as
isn't it?
you focus on it, as it like runs into the it sees you, so it runs away, right?
Right.
So you kind of exchange glances. You focus on where it is. You kind of shift your you shift your movement towards it, and it's quick, it's fast. But as you focus on it and get a little bit closer to see it and stay focused on it, you see another pair of eyes, another pair of eyes, another pair of eyes,
Raptors.
and then another. So you
Cool.
beat the DC, so you get to go first initiative.
Okay.
Kobolds. We're gonna
Um,
fight kobolds because we're level
I need
one.
space.
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 So
Let me.
We're gonna die. Because we're level 1.
Yep. Jar Jar Binks crap.
We're gonna die.
All right.
All right, so
And left.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, hold on one
Cat.
sec.
Okay.
Let me-
You gotta initialize.
I gotta
your
switch a couple things.
Camera.
You gotta love.
Oops, wrong one.
Well, the trees that he made over here, he printed those.
Oh, nice.
So, you two are currently at the edge.
In the bushy.
I've got you over here setting up the distillery. I've got Sephora over here. I've got
perks, but
Diamond asleep.
Dorbin.
Dorbin. Are we changing it to Dorbin?
No.
Okay.
We have our fire in the tree.
Well, you know, it's a marsh tree. It'll be perfectly fine.
Will you lock the front door when you
Yes.
finish?
You see coming out of the edge of the undergrowth.
God damn it. No, I know I did, but now I have to check.
Well, yeah, I do that all the time, Bill. One of them has two heads and is slightly larger than the others.
I want that one as my pet.
I'll make sure it
I want it
bites
in my mouth.
her first. I want it as my mouth because I can mount it with my sister because we're twins.
I want it as my pet.
no, not happening. They're all dying.
I mean, I would probably try to help you get it as your pet.
I gotta look at the combat mastery.
Oh my god. They're sisters. One's fallen, the other's not, but they're still bulls black girls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pet it.
I mean, I'm not going to do it.
Really, I'm not wearing it.
Oh, my favorite. I
As
wish
long
we
as
had
it's-
a better
as long as
video
it's
of
got
it though.
fur.
It doesn't even have to have fur for me. I will pet it.
A couple years ago, we went to the San Diego Zoo during like Christmas time.
All right. So, before we launch a new initiative, this is where I want to talk about how I'm not sure if I like the initiative system in DC20. There's different flavors. So the Ivar's going to go first, or Sephora's going to go first no matter what. But the way they have the initiative system built, it's alternating. It feels a little heavier for me to track. Is part of the problem I have with it. Because Ivar goes, then one of my guys go. Then someone else goes, one of my guys goes. So your team goes first because Ivar beat the DC with his awareness check. So that's what kicked off the initiative. Question I have, does anyone go after Ivar? Like how do you resolve who goes? Like he'll go, then one of the beasts will go, and then one of the other. Right, but how do you decide
have
that?
to
I think it'd just be.
What if
No, they
What if
get
you
away
do-
from that.
What if we do our awareness? We have to do an awareness roll to see if we notice the noise from camp.
So
That's kind of what I was thinking.
yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
the other way he resolves initiative
Okay.
is that you're making skill checks,
Mhm.
and if your skill checks beat the DC,
Mhm.
it orders you an initiative. But I got to be honest with you, I watched his initiative video, and it was more confusing than clarity. It was way more confusing than clarity.
Agreed.
So my thought for initiative was that we do the first round off skills, right? So because he successfully beat the DC, he's going to start the initiative. Then one of my guys gets to go, right? Then technically I'm going to have all you guys roll an awareness to hear it kind of kick off. And as long as that beats the DC, then you get to go as well. So I'm still not clear on, yes, Ivar's going first, but there's no clarity in how you determine who goes next.
Yeah.
Other than the first person of the other team goes. So, beauty of playing a beta game, it's,
It's evolving.
Yeah, but the initiative is very confusing to me. I'll be the first one to tell you. It feels super heavy.
I watched the video last night.
It felt weird, right?
Like I understand it in the turn-based, like enemy person,
But there was no clarity on who the determination of the person was.
where you're rolling.
It just sounded like the team, that whoever initiated it, rolled the highest or beat the DC, goes first.
Yeah.
Which means the 4 is going to go, and then one of my guys are going to go, and then one of you go.
Yeah, like I think the way that my thought on it, when I
Go by agility, or even go by your base awareness.
I wouldn't say that. I would say
Because the awareness is pretty much all the same for everybody, right? Because it's off your prime.
exactly. I was going to say it goes off of your choice, either clockwise or counterclockwise.
Oh, I like that. Do you think that's how they do it?
It could be.
I just don't like the fact that I don't know.
Yeah, like
And I watched
for
the
me,
video
with the-
5 times, and I
I know.
couldn't get clarity.
I know.
I could not get clarity.
I'm pulling that from like how some games go. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you start and you go in a clockwise motion.
Yeah, it's weird.
So,
Like,
people
well, here,
do
let's
counter-
take a moment to do a rule check then, and see what everybody else's interpretation of this might be. You have the PDF up for the core rules, right?
Yep.
If you do a search for initiative, let's read it and see if we can get a better clarity from the beta written, because I think his initiative video is a pre-beta release.
I think it is. There's a couple of things.
Yeah.
that are different. Initiative order.
Page.
And then I gotta pick out one more.
Yep. Initiative overview. The PC team tries to beat the initiative DC to go before the enemy team. The PC team wins. The PC team with the highest initiative goes first. Or the PC with the highest initiative goes first. The enemy team wins. They go first. But either way, each team goes back and forth in the initiative order.
So the highest initiative goes first, but there's no initiative
Yeah. and I
on the
think that's-
character sheet.
And that's something.
Roll,
So
roll
it-
a d20 plus
revolving
your
in
agility.
Well, no, I
Okay,
think one of his
so
Go ahead.
there's initiative checks. The
Right.
actions taken by each PC right before the start of contact will determine what type of check they should make for their initiative check. This could be an attack, a spell, a skill, or a trade check.
right. So you two are currently like you're out there looking for
Roots and
roots
plants.
and stuff. You're
Yeah.
practicing your herbalism at this point. So you could actually roll an herbalism check if that beats the. So what did you roll for your check? Do you remember? Was it 13? Was it
No.
13?
Examples: the rogue was
The
caught
DC
with
was
the
11.
check,
Okay.
trickery check. The ranger knows the beast you're about to fight.
So
very
my
well.
guess
Animal check.
is the rolls that you use to beat the DC is the order that you're in.
I think that's probably.
I think
what it
that's
is.
because one of the demos he did, it kind of looked like that's what he did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So technically,
It's
since
still-
we're in the middle of what we're doing, right?
Okay, so you know how you have everyone, we're traveling, and what do you want to use? What skill do
Yes.
you want to use
Right.
to help the group?
It sounds like
So
they're doing that for
it
initiative,
Sounds like they're doing that for initiative.
right?
Because the examples say the rogue was caught pickpocketing. It's a trickery check. The ranger knows the beast you're about to fight very well. An animal check.
Right.
The monk was investigating a pile of bones before the monster attacks. Investigative check.
So you guys were doing herbalism.
So it would be
So we
herbalism.
both
Give me herbalism check. Yep.
13.
13.
30, 20.
Dirty 20. So dirty 20. Technically, you're going to end up going first. So hold on to that thought for a minute. 20. What's your agility?
My agility is 2.
What's your agility, Zephora?
3.
3. So Sephora, so far, you are doing a brewing check. So give me a brewery check. 11.
It was a 16 and then
So because he's asleep,
Would it be an awareness check?
yeah, give me a, yeah, no, really. I think awareness would make sense. Yeah.
19, 22.
22.
Damn.
So I've got Dalen, and then I've got Umbra, then I've got Sephora, then I've got Cassiopeia, and then I've got Pandy. Now that makes sense. I can see why he did it that way. That's actually pretty clever. The number doesn't matter now because I've written your order. So, Dalen, as you're asleep, you hear Sephora like shift her feet, and you hear the growl and the beginning motions of dogs at the edge. You're up. You have 4 action points. One of the dogs will be on deck.
Okay.
So the dogs don't all go in the same thing.
No. Yeah.
it's boom, dog, boom, dog.
Because he rolled so high, your guys' team won. So now he goes first, then a dog goes, then you go, a dog goes, then Sephora goes, a dog goes, Cassiopeia goes, and then Pandy goes, and then a dog will go, and then top of the order again.
Now is that even if there's only like say there's 5 of us?
No, if there's only 2 on the enemy team, then you guys go in your order after the second enemy is gone.
Okay.
Okay, so if I wanted to use Misty Step, it says use a DC20 spell check.
Yeah, that's your
What does that mean?
spell check.
So
There's,
my
under
spell
action
check
points, it says spell check.
is 4.
Mhm.
So what would I need to do? What does that mean?
Roll,
Roll
roll a dice.
Well,
and
before I do
add-
it, I want to know what that means.
roll a die and add 4. or
Roll a
whatever
die and
your
add
numbers.
4.
I believe so.
It's just seeing if you make the spell, right? You
Okay.
cast it properly.
I haven't read any of the spell
No,
cards.
it's I'm briefly surrounded by mist and attempt to teleport to a new location. Make a spell check. Success, you teleport up to 5 spaces in an unoccupied space that you can see. Success for each 5, I make over it. I add 2 spaces.
So I believe you have to roll a d20 and beat a 4, don't you?
Okay,
Mm.
is that
Well,
what
does it say what the spell check is on there? Because
DC
mine-
20?
Difficulty check of 20,
Yes,
and you have
a 4.
He
a 4.
has to
Yep.
roll
Yeah.
over. He's got to roll a 20 or higher, right?
It's roll a 16 or higher.
Correct. You'd have to roll a 16 or higher.
DC 20 spell check. That's pretty high.
That's high, dude.
All
Well,
of mine say,
but we're first level, so maybe that's what it is. But
I mean, if you had that ability, that's a spell, right?
I'm looking
It's a
at
spell.
Here's the card.
Let me see.
because mine, like Shield of Faith is a DC 10 spell check, and Heal is a DC 10 spell check.
Oh, okay.
20's high.
Yeah, because she has
Yeah.
DC step 2.
Are you sure that's not a dungeon coach 20 spell check?
It's
It says make a DC 10 spell check on mine.
Yeah, it's DC 20.
And that says make a DC 20 spell check.
Misty
That's
Step,
just really high.
DC 20.
You can also spend a mana point to go further.
it doesn't even say that on here.
It's at the very bottom. Very bottom of the card.
First.
Fine print. Very,
And
very,
it
very,
says,
Yep.
very bottom.
Is that mana point enhancement?
And you can only do so you can only spend up to your character
However
level in
many.
mana points, right?
Correct, which is
So
1
I
point.
cannot do any enhancements at this point.
Yeah, 1 point.
Okay, because it costs 1 to cast it, and I can spend 1 to enhance it.
Correct. You just can't cast. You just can't spend 2 to cast it. You're
Okay.
capped at 1 because of level 1.
Got
Correct.
it. Okay,
Yeah, according to this, you got to roll a 16 or higher to execute that spell.
that's kind of
That
fun.
was the-
Oh, that was Bodine's over there. Sorry.
Bodine? Oh, I'm saving it. That's your next character name. This is Bodine.
This is Bodine the Bard. I'm here to tell you this shit's done fucked up. Right, give me a d20, roll a 16 or higher.
I just want to know where they
You are
You make
right
shit
here.
up.
So you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces away from the edge
Okay, it
of where
says-
they're all coming
Oh
in.
no, okay, never mind. Spell check versus DC.
So do I
compared to the spell's own DC. These spell checks are compared to against the spell's own DC. Some spells have a spell DC you must meet in order
Meet or
to
beat.
cast the spell as intended.
Meet
The
Jeopardy.
spell is cast on a failure except for a critical failure. The spell is still cast on a failure except for a critical failure,
Which would be
but
one.
at a reduced effect.
Correct.
Depending on the spell's DC success statements, exceeding the spell's DC by 5 or more may yield additional benefits. So yeah, you do have to do a 16 because that's a powerful spell, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's better if I just stand up. And
Yeah.
there you go, buddy. See that
But
that makes
so-
you decide how important
Right?
it is.
you stand up and you realize you're about to cast, and you're like, "Oh fuck!" There's a lot of them, and they're far away.
Okay, so that's one action point to run.
You have to move. Yeah.
Move.
How many spaces can you move?
5.
Okay. Where would you like to go?
Straight towards the middle of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get you right there. Got 3 AP left.
And oh, I can move again, can't I?
Uh-huh.
I have 3 coins left.
I run right up to the middle of them.
Okay. Cool. You have 2 AP left.
2 AP and 1 magic point. Flame shield. And minor free action, I summon my claws.
Okay. That finishes your turn?
Yep.
All right. Flaming shield, claws are
Fist
out.
weapons.
Finishes your turn. You're
My peak
finishing base. They're going to go next. They are going to come at you. What's your
Come in.
PD? Physical defense?
10.
10. That's going to be.
Wait a minute, I need to make a roll for my fire shield, actually.
Do you?
Yes, I
DC
do.
10.
15.
So 11 or higher.
Natural 20.
Nice. That's a crit.
So I made a success by 5.
Yep.
So I gained 4 temporary hit points.
Nice. Love it.
And I'm not spending any extra on it. So yeah.
The one on the left claws at you, and the one on the right slams its teeth onto you. Take 2 points of piercing damage.
Yep, and they take damage, right? Let me read it. Yep. Melee attack while I have it. Blah blah. Okay, the creature takes 1 fire damage for each temporary hit point
Ooh.
it consumes with its attack.
1 fire damage for each temporary hit points. I
Yep.
take 4 damage.
For each temporary hit,
So he did 2 damage to him. Taking
Yep.
2 of the temporary hit points that he has.
so he bites those 2 flames and takes them.
So his
4
temporary
takes-
hit points drop down to 2, and the dog takes 2 fire damage.
Each one does. Takes 2 fire damage.
Each one bites me for 2.
Well, technically 1 came at you. You're right. Only 1 can.
One missed
go at
and
a
1
time.
hit, right?
Well, no, it's. I did that wrong. I was supposed to only roll once
Okay.
Okay.
for his physical defense. I rolled
Okay.
because I'm still stuck in D&D multi-base combat.
Yeah.
So only 1 hit you, so you took 1 point of piercing damage, and it'll take
1 point of fire damage.
1 point of fire damage. Okay.
That's cool because it's like a shield.
Yeah,
Fire
it's like a
shield.
fire shield.
It's like
Yeah, that's
I'm on
neat.
fire.
I like
there's,
that.
there's an extra. I emit light in 2 space radius, so I'm a bonfire.
Yeah, that Misty set feels more like a get out of tight spot versus battle movement.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
pop in behind someone and shank them.
So it was 1 action to bite at you. It's going to do another action to bite at you, but at disadvantage. That is going to be a 9. That'll miss. It is going to spend an action to disengage and run past you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in mechanic. Going to spend his 4th action point to become Sephora and finish in face with Sephora. All right,
Okay.
I'm done. Umbra, you're up, and then I'm on deck.
Hooray. Short souls. And I think that's 1 S. 1
Yep.
flashing.
Bonus.
Is that 1 slashing?
Mm-hmm. unless you use a maneuver or a spell combo that like couldn't potentially, up your bonuses,
How do you
or if you do heavy brutal against it,
regain mana out of combat? I'm assuming?
short rests and stuff like that. Yeah, the resting system's pretty crunchy. I have to take a look at that. I didn't think.
It's
Certain of these rules I don't think we'll have to worry about till next session, but this is to give us that initial feel of exploratory rule checks and some combat rule checks and get a feel for what it's like. That's why I want to do a short little 5-part Blackmoor campaign, because then when we do our Dark Sun campaign, we'll be a little bit more.
when it gets real.
Yeah.
We'll know what's
Okay.
going on.
Yep.
I'm going to. I'm all the way over there.
Technically, you're pretty far on the fringe of the camp, so I'd say you're about 15 spaces away from the camp itself.
Cool. I'm going to come out, like go to the edge of the tree line, or head back towards camp. Like my
So
movement
one
is
action,
5.
I'll say one action could get you back to camp.
My movement is 5, so
Okay.
yeah.
We'll
And
say that
then-
gets you
so
there.
that's 1 spent. I'm gonna sacred bolt.
One over here.
Currently, I'm gonna sacred bolt the biggest, baddest
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
1 AP. It's a cantrip.
Okay.
Can produce one of the following effects. Spell attack. You make a spell check against the MD
The mystical
mystical
defense of my target.
of the target within range. 10 spaces is the range.
Yep.
Hit, the target takes 1 radiant damage. Bright beam of light descends on the creature that you can see within range. You make a creature within range glow with a subtle light for 10 minutes, or make a spell attack. Oh, okay, so I can either make the creature glow for 10 minutes, or I can make a spell attack.
Okay.
Cantrip passive, you deal 1 radiant damage against, or plus 1 radiant damage against undead and exposed creatures. What's exposed creature?
I believe that is same to prone.
Okay.
Similar to prone. You become exposed because you're prone, I believe.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh, I can do 1 more action point and double the damage. Deal plus 1 radiant damage. The target, or I can do holy bolt, which makes the target make a mental save.
Exposed. I haven't seen that on
Yeah, if you create the condition exposed, exposed is attack checks against you have advantage.
Okay.
So if they're exposed, which is the same as like fairy fire, giving people advantage when they attack, you're basically your effect is causing them to be exposed. Anyone who attacks them has advantage.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right, so this is.
I'm like trying to remember
Easy thing
the
to do.
conditions. Oh wait, I have a cheat sheet.
All right, so they're 10 spaces or less away from.
It's just a
Yes.
cheat sheet.
Okay.
They are
One, two.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
It's a cheat-
8 spaces
cheat
away.
sheet, but it's not a very good
Now, do I
cheat sheet.
add anything to
It's
it?
a cheat sheet for beating.
My spell attack
That's
or
right.
my spell check?
Yes, I believe so.
Or, yes, you make a spell check against the MD. Okay. 17.
17 beats it by 5.
Ooh.
So you do an additional point of damage.
Point of radiant damage.
So that's 2 points of radiant
2
damage.
points of radiant damage.
Nice.
That's the 2 heavy.
Yeah. You watch as your bolt slams into it. The fur and flesh kind of peel back, and it just like the radiant energy crackles around it. Both of the heads swing towards you after you hit it. You have 2 action points left.
I know. I'm gonna try and. How high do you think it can jump?
Two separate or one dog with 2 heads?
One dog with
1
2
dog,
heads.
2 hits.
That's hers, not mine, right?
Yeah.
That's the one I want to keep as a pet.
It's like 2 girls, 1 cup.
Gotcha.
No, it's definitely not.
1
like-
dog, 2 heads.
One dog, 2 heads.
You gotta feed it twice as much, but
No.
you only have to pick up
No.
but you have to pick up one.
Okay, I'm going to fly up a little bit, so I'm going to try and get out of its range.
Going to fly up a little bit.
Yeah, like I can move again, right?
Spend a 3rd action point to
Third
fly
action
up.
point to fly up the 5 feet,
Okay.
and then Sacred Bolt him again because
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
a
concurrent.
double-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good. Roll.
Okay.
So much more you can do on the battlefield now.
18 plus 4, 22.
22. That will be that's brutal. So that's +2. 2 points.
2 more
Yeah.
points against him.
Technically 3
Oh, okay.
because it's +10. He's only at 12. You did 22.
Oh.
So it's 2 points for
1 point for the spell, 2 points for brutal.
Yep. So that's 3 points of damage.
Damn.
Whew. You slams into it yet again. You watch more fur and skin peel away. Its whole body tilts towards you.
Oh, he's still alive?
Uh,
Damn, man.
He's looking pretty bloodied though. He's looking pretty rough.
Humans only have 4.
I'll finish your turn.
And now he probably goes.
3, 4, 5. No, 5.
The one in base with Dylan is going to go. He is going to take a bite at you.
How long does that last?
An hour.
An hour. Jesus Christ. That's awesome, man.
Your fire flame.
It's worth it.
That is a natural 20.
Oh!
So
plus-
that would be a brutal.
It's critical.
Hold on.
I
20
think.
plus.
That's a brutal on me.
Good plus.
Hold on. They have a bonus. +4, so that's 24.
That's brutal plus. So.
Okay, so that's 2 points for that. And the
Okay.
bite does 1 point of piercing. So that's 3 points of damage.
Total.
3 points of piercing damage.
My flame shield burns out and he takes 3 points.
Okay. He catches on fire and falls dead at your feet.
Ah,
Sweet Jesus.
Boom,
Right.
you.
Like he just goes right in at you, and as he does, his whole body just emoliates and catches on fire and collapses at your feet.
Nice.
Sephora, you're up with me on deck.
what the hell? Oh, I got one in base with me. So,
Yep.
I'm going to. What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you two doing? Kibitzing?
I'm gonna look at this spell.
I'm showing her my secret.
Okay, so I'm going to use 1 action point to do an attack,
Okay.
plus an extra
Physical or
action,
mental?
physical,
Okay.
and then another action point to cause bleed
Okay.
as I attack with my dagger. So I get, and I have advantage on this one with Hunter's Mark.
You marked it.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Add your bonus.
What
It's your martial check.
martial check?
Is it the attack check?
Yes.
Oh,
Attack.
Yeah, attack check.
+4.
So that's going to be that's a brutal. So that's 2 points additional damage on
Right.
top of your
1 point of bleed.
1 point of bleed.
And then the dagger does 1 point.
So that's 4 points. Dog goes down dead at your
Oh,
feet.
shit. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna hit me. Okay. So those are the 2 action points. And then where's the closest one?
There is the 2-headed one here, one over here, and one there. But you get the feeling that there might be more kind of circling the camp as well. You just don't see them yet.
Okay. I'm going to use my I'm gonna use my other 2 action points to move up next to him.
So how many spaces can you move?
So 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get you here.
Okay. And then the other one, and then I'll use another action point to get me in base with one of the other dogs.
Okay.
There you
That's
go.
all for your AP.
Okay.
I am up. I am going to bring one in from over here. 1, 2,
think we
3,
got?
4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final action point. I'll take a bite at you. That is going to be a miss. That's a 3 + 4 is a 7. You feel this dog just lunge at you, and like as you're getting up, and it does not hit you.
How does the attacks work on your side? I'm just curious.
Same.
Same D20? to roll it?
4 APs, D20
Okay.
with
Oh,
modifiers.
okay.
It's easier for me because I have less to work with.
Right. Okay.
I don't have a very kind of complex character sheet like you guys do. Like
Right.
I'm using some of his default ones, but I have I've modified them slightly one
Probably
for the
especially
lesser
the
dogs
two.
versus the greater dogs. Like
Right.
this guy's way fucking tougher than
Then
the rest of the
yeah,
pack. He's
yeah.
alpha.
Right.
So
I got it. I got it. Okay. Cool. I was just curious. If
so
it's-
yeah, that'll finish
your
their
job's
turn.
easier.
Cassiopeia, you are up with me on deck.
So I'm going to use an action point to get back to the camp,
Okay, I'll get you to the edge of camp.
and I'll use another one to fly up 5 feet.
Yeah.
But
Um,
So I can
figured
kind
that
of
was gonna try.
try to get an aerial view of
Right.
what's going on.
Also want to get some experience points. Killing some,
Alright.
some dogs.
flat.
Yeah, your wings have been cut off. You're a fallen angel.
Grounded. You've been clipped.
JP left.
You can fly like a chicken.
You see just a
10 feet.
pack of these lesser boghounds coming into the edge, but the alpha boghound is pretty bloodied. He's not super rough, but he's taken some damage. But he definitely seems to be the larger of the other hounds out there.
And I think if I get rid of him, they might kind of lay off a little bit. So I'm going to fire an acid bolt at him.
Okay. That's physical defense, right?
That is. Yes.
Okay, go
Spell
for it.
check against physical defense. Nat 20.
Jeez, that's like 3.
All right. Finally.
Go ahead and add your modifiers.
Shoot, what's my modifier for this?
+4.
Plus 4? Okay, so 24.
24. Yeah, that'll do 2 points of additional damage because of the what do you call it? I know one's brutal.
Heavy and brutal.
Yeah, so
Heavy
you
and brutal.
did up to brutal, so you do 2 points of damage.
Plus your
Plus the
plus
addition.
whatever damage that does.
Plus for your acid bolt.
What does it do on a 20 too? Because
1
it's probably,
AP, you deal +1 corrosion damage.
do you do anything else special on a nat 20?
I
Is it a
don't
cantrip?
know. It is a cantrip.
It probably does.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
You
So
have to-
that's 3 points then.
No wait.
Stuff
So
like
it says hit. Target takes 2 points of corrosion damage. If she add
Oh, if I
If you-
add
if you-
an
and
AP,
if you
then.
enhance it, it does an addition. So
Okay.
total of 4.
So you're spending 2 AP.
No.
No, I'm. Go ahead
Oh,
and
so
look
it's
at
that's
it.
standard 2,
Standard
and because
2.
it was brutal,
Brutal, just 2 more.
2 more, so that's
It's
4
4.
more points.
So you shot it straight
Now
down
he's
the
looking
road.
pretty rough. Yeah, he's looking pretty rough at this point. He's looking rough. Yeah, so that's all 4 AP or 3. You got 1 AP
Three of
left.
them, so I have 1 left.
Yep.
Do I see the one that is attacking Pandy?
Yep,
as well?
you do. On the other side of the.
So I'm going to fire another acid bolt at that one.
Okay, that's going to be a disadvantage
Okay,
because it's concurrent.
got
If
it.
you do move, fire, there's no disadvantage. If you do move, fire, there's a disadvantage on the second fire.
Got it.
She'll remember that.
Which next time, I wanted to do move. That way I could get a view of
Yep,
everything.
go
this
for
time, right?
Disadvantage, physical.
Roll 2 and take 1.
Did you roll an at one?
That's a nat 1. Which actually, wild magic. I have to roll wild magic on both of those because that was a critical success and a critical,
Critical fail,
there.
which means you have to roll wild. Do you know the wild magic table for
I
you?
have the wild
Okay.
magic table.
Roll it twice. Let's see what happens.
All right. So
Because
for
needless to
the
say, that second bolt's going to miss.
Chaos magic.
Chaos
Witch.
magic.
so
Witch.
the critical success, that one is at advantage. The critical fail is at disadvantage.
Disadvantage, correct.
So,
So roll the first one.
that is a 3, and
Did you
for
roll with advantage?
with advantage, I roll twice.
Yeah.
Correct.
You should roll
Okay,
2
so
dice
let me
once.
roll the second one.
But-
So 11 for the advantage. That is, I grow by 1 size and am 1.5 times as heavy, and my speed increases by 2.
Nice. Now roll with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, that's 18.
Which is
Oh.
20 and
no.
The 18.
You gain a surge of power, granting you +5 to all spell checks that you make.
nice. So on top of your +4,
On top of my +4.
so you're at a +9. Does it say how long that lasts for?
It does not say how long it lasts for. I would assume it lasts probably until either end of combat or end of day.
Or I would imagine it lasts until you cast again and you have to then check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That
I'll
makes
say,
sense.
yeah. So the question, does it say how long the enlarge lasts for?
Nope.
So here's what I'm
Wait, we
wondering.
gotta look at it. We
If
gotta
you,
look at it.
Large.
the large, so you were large until you cast that next one, and instead of being enlarged now, you're now surged. When you cast again, then the new effect takes over. I think it cascades.
Okay.
So one takes over the other ones. I think that's why they don't put a duration in there.
This is a. Oh,
Is it a theme thing?
It's
sorcerer.
sorcerer.
It's like pure sorcery. Yeah, it's a pure
Yeah.
sorcery thing.
Okay, so
The effect lasts until the end of your next turn.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
okay, so both of those last until the end of my next turn.
There you go. Okay.
And you
Okay.
gain advantage on the next spell check you make before the end of your turn.
Because you've gone full wild magic at this point.
She's all glowing and everything.
Oh, she's like,
She's.
I would imagine she's like black, orange, and red glowing. You know, like all the muck and dirt stuck to her skin is all kind of like casting shadows and like acid trips, and that's pretty boss. So that'll finish your. But you still missed on that second one,
Yeah.
but you get the effect. That's pretty cool because it was a critical miss.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you only get to roll that on crit fails and crit successes.
Yep.
Oh, that's stellar. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because normal D&D wild magic, you roll every time you cast a spell.
Right.
With this
only
one,
a crit.
it's only if you roll a critical success
Or a critical miss.
failure.
I like that because it makes the flavor more interesting. Because
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you don't have to worry about being a potted plant. Instead, you get wild magic abilities that make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Or disadvantages.
You-
that make
Yeah, yeah.
Like one of them is you're blind and
You do have to worry about being turned into a sheep.
Well, that's only
That-
if someone's
that's
hungry
that
for
one.
sheep. It's only if someone's hungry for sheep.
Okay.
All right, that'll finish your turn. I'm up with Pandy on deck. This one is finally going to get into the battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get into base with Dylan.
Make sure I read that right. So, spell ends once temper. Okay. Yep.
And we get these back after we're done,
Yeah, you get
right?
4 fresh AP
Okay.
at the end of your turn.
Okay.
That way, during
Oh, during this I can.
Yeah.
you
I
can
can-
spend your AP, but whatever you spend is deducted from the
reaction.
beginning of your
Yeah.
turn. So instead of just having 1 floating reaction, you now have 4 floating reactions.
But when your next turn comes up, you only have 3 if you use one.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Because
But if you have a pretty epic kind of like support class build
yeah.
with good reaction stacks,
Right.
after you go, you may actually be more successful as other people go,
Right.
depending
right.
on your available reactions. Still requires a reaction to trigger it. It just means you have more opportunities for reactions.
Right.
So you got an attack coming at you. That is going to be a 16.
10.
That'll hit. That is not.
That's a heavy.
That's a heavy, so that's +1. That's 2 points of piercing damage.
And I can't react to it.
Yeah. You can spend it. You can
It
spend
is. You're not prone, so I can't do that.
I mean, can I take any defensive maneuvers to react to it as the
Yes.
attack is coming in?
Yes, if you have a.
If you have
attack.
reactions,
If you have a reaction. If
Right.
you have. So you have APs you can spend.
if you have reactions,
I have
it's not like you can spend it because you have it.
Well-
It still has to be an ability, a spell.
Like a pair. I have a parry.
yes,
So if I have an attack coming in, I can use a parry. I also have sidestep, so I could use that.
correct.
Okay.
I have no reactions.
All right.
So it was 1 to move into base, 1 to attack.
I do.
Give me a might save. Going to spend a third AP to knock you down.
10.
10. That will fail. So you are now prone. Does not have enough AP to do rend. So it's going to use another AP with advantage because you're prone to take another bite at you. That is going to be a dirty 20.
That's heavy.
That's heavy.
Or
So
brutal. It's brutal.
Brutal, so that's 3 more points of damage. 3 more points of piercing damage.
Jesus, dude.
Well, he had a pretty healthy hit point pool, though.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to take it, be glad it's him.
Yeah.
That'll finish my turn. Pandy, you are up with me on deck.
Okay, I'm going to.
Yeah, get 2 after.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't want to do it that way. So, okay.
You can change it to where, like, hey, it's.
It doesn't matter. It's just that I have a higher team count than you do.
Yep.
But that just means we'll go with the normal order, and I just have more options to move things.
Yeah.
Because I have to take track of them. That's fine.
I'm going to go ahead and pull my bastard sword out,
Okay.
and I'm going to attack Plucker Farming.
If you pull out your sword, that's an action point. Okay, so it's 1 action point. Pull it out.
Minor actions. Once per turn, you can perform up to 2 actions without
So that's a
spending
minor
AP.
action.
It's draw or sheathe a weapon.
Okay, so that's a minor action. So you're good.
Okay.
Bring that out. So you can do that twice during your turn. Is that what that means?
What's that?
Does that mean you can do it twice during your
It
turn?
says yeah. So you could sheathe one and pull one out. You could unsheath 2.
So that's 2 minor actions, basically.
It says you got. It says where's it at?
I picked the wrong
You
page.
picked the wrong page, man. You're killing me. You're killing me, kid.
Okay,
So you can open or close a door. It says you can do 2 of the following actions without spending AP. You can't take an additional action such as the attack action between these 2 actions. Okay,
Gotcha.
so
Okay.
you can open and close a door, grab or release an item, retrieve or stow an item, draw or sheathe a weapon, equip or unequip a
It's
shield.
kind of like a free action in
Yeah,
D&D,
that's what
only
I'm
you get to do
Yeah.
a couple of them.
Yeah, also
Uh,
a fighter, and I have adaptive arsenal, so like really cheap.
There you go. Okay.
1 AP to do a minor action beyond your first 2. So
Gotcha. Okay.
It's called it's the shield ability.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I have my shield up, and I'm going to take a swing at
Go for it.
Fluffy Boy. And
Fluffy boy. He looks just like your husky. And he even has shaved patches on him from his recent fights he's been in. And he's got a leash dangling like he belonged to someone before he got turned into a bog
and
hound.
out
Are
of
you
his
trying
butthole,
to give him the feels?
and there's some gauze coming out of his butthole.
Too soon.
Too soon. Is that too soon? Oh. It's that dog, not your dog.
On second glance, it's a sheepskin.
I'm
Yeah.
also going to spend an addition.
Additional AP to attack me.
Yeah.
I threw out my brew kit at Sephora. Hit her in the back of the head.
I'm going to spend an additional AP.
Okay.
To make it a power attack.
All right.
I rolled a 9.
I had a
9 plus 4 is
13, so that hits.
Yeah, they put you in die. That's a good cast
so
spell again. You
two
should get your
slash.
ass
I'm not
kicked.
even sure.
Okay.
Just later. Hey, bring it.
You need to
What,
start
slashing
getting,
damage?
You need to get back, dude.
Uh,
Getting your ass kicked.
look,
It's still on its feet. It's looking a little beat up. Kind of shred into it. The skin's peeled back, fur missing from the strike. You have 3 AP left?
2.
Oh, that's right, because you upped that one, so you have 2 AP left.
Okay. I'll go for another attack.
Disadvantage.
Oh, that's going to be a 7.
Yeah, you watch as it sidesteps, and you just find empty air in front of you. Got 1 AP left.
I know with all my stuff in sync, so I'm scrolling back and forth. You know. Spider, leave it. I'm going to. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually just going to end it there.
Okay. Don't forget, you can still do held actions.
And I'll hold it there. 'Cause,
So now that burns that AP, and now you're back to 4 AP.
yeah.
It's not like saving that AP does anything.
Oh, I know.
So,
Like,
can I make a
also,
recommendation based on the system? You're better off just making another attack and try your luck at triple disadvantage.
Okay, well.
Triple
It's
disadvantage.
technically, I'm dueling, so I have a free watch one hand in my bastard sword.
Okay.
When a melee attack misses, you gain advantage on the next.
So it's a
Just be normal.
Just a
normal disadvantage. Absolutely. Yeah, never leave an AP hanging. It doesn't make any sense in this game. You're better
Yeah.
off spending the point.
So 9 again, so that'll hit for another slash.
Well, no.
9 plus. I
Plus
rolled in that. So 13.
13. Yeah, you got to tell me what you get.
Sorry. A 9 on disadvantage plus 4.
So 13. That'll hit. So that'll do 1 point of slashing damage. Okay. He's still on his feet, but he's looking very bloodied. So whenever I say very bloodied, less than 3 hit points left. So
Okay.
very rough means that they've taken some hits, but bloodied means that less than 3 hit points. So as soon as I mention bloodied, they're looking bad.
Okay.
That way it just gives you a vibe check
Okay.
for what to expect.
Okay.
So I'm up with back at the top of the second round with Dalen on deck. I'm going to have this one move into base with Dalen, who's on the ground. Pros, that's 1 action point to move.
Why are you prone?
Got knocked down by the other dog. It is going to spend.
Don't we go first?
No, it's at the bottom. We're still,
Oh,
'cause I'm
okay.
going after him.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 2 AP to do rend.
Rude.
Is that like a grapple shape?
Yeah, and I need you to give. Well, I got to hit you first. I may not hit you. Definitely don't hit you. So that's 3 AP gone. Move and tear apart. Gonna do another bite at disadvantage. That is a 10 plus 4 is 14.
It's a regular hit.
Okay, that's 1 point of piercing damage. That'll finish. Well, that'll finish my turn. Dalen, you are up with me on deck.
Okay. Do I standing up takes an action point?
I believe so. Yes. Well, that's your move.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that'd be
okay.
Yeah, so half your spaces.
Okay.
So that'd be 2. And you still have 2 spaces you could move if you wanted to.
You got 2 free actions if you wanted to say, I don't know, drink a healing potion. Hint, hint.
That's an action point, actually.
Is it an action point to do
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
Give you a free action to pull it out.
Oh, pull it. Okay,
Action
gotcha.
to drink
But an
it.
action to drink it. Okay, got
Remember, he has to pull out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's advisable that
Let
you
me
pull
whip
out.
this out. Ah!
It's always advisable to pull out. I'm just saying.
I do like the combat in this. I ain't gonna lie.
Combat's a lot more to do on the battlefield. A lot more
Yeah.
versatility.
I mean, as a first level character, I mean, I feel like I've got a lot of options, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's cool options.
I love the like,
well, there was a guy on a YouTube channel who did a compare between a first level DC20 versus a first level D&D character,
Yeah.
and the first level DC20 was like doing level 5 epic shit at level
Yeah.
1
Right.
because of the versatility of the system, not so much what
Right.
their limitation of their action economy.
And I like it that you don't have to roll for like damage. It's like the damage is it's there.
Yeah.
Just
So I
roll
can
it.
spend a maximum of 1 mana point to enhance, correct?
Correct.
Damn it. Okay. So I will quaff the healing potion.
Okay.
How much is that?
Good question.
Look at the healing potion. What does it say?
Yeah, see if it gives us a number on that.
It did. I just write it down. Hold on, I'm
Probably.
going back.
She used to
your
be
rest-
a
how many rest
great
points do you have?
scribe. Like there was a time. There was a
There was a
time. She was an
time.
amazing scribe.
She is amazing scribe. She always got all her shit written down.
Well, she writes down the stuff that mostly benefits her first.
Well, no,
and then
she writes down all
and
the
then she
treasure.
well, yeah, and then
Right.
she annotates the rest of the
Right,
shit.
right, right. Like
Okay, so
like
level is 2 hit points.
Yep. You take a potion, get 2 hit points back. So you've got 2 action points left. And keep in mind, you don't have to be a specific class to do things.
No, I know.
You could spend an action point to disengage, and then spend an action point to move.
Yeah. Leave her alone.
Well, I mean, how rough are you looking though?
I love this.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to leave her alone as much as just get out of base with the baddies, especially since you're in base with the alpha. This
Well, I'm
is
in
this
And you got spells you can cast but at range.
the 2-headed one.
Respect the alpha.
Yeah, but still.
Rexine
take some
turn.
damage. Do something.
Respect the alpha.
You have 2 AP left. What you doing?
Feet and feet.
Flame shield.
Nice. You have to make a spell DC on that.
I guess I do.
Now, on
No.
a fail, they still
So
go
a
up.
fail.
They just right.
Yep.
Say what happens on a fail.
Failure. 2 temporary hit points.
But the shield doesn't hold.
No, it goes up.
Oh, okay.
It just
Doesn't
goes
get
for
the-
less.
Gotcha.
And now it's
Okay.
only 2 instead of 4 or 3.
Gotcha. All right. That'll finish Dalen's turn. I am up. Attack coming at you, Pandy. Because these 2 are flying, so there's not much they can do about them.
Sorry.
So first attack coming at you.
Sorry.
That is a 24.
It hits.
Okay. Brutal.
Heavy.
Heavy. So that's
Ooh.
2 points of piercing damage. It's going to do it to you again at disadvantage. That is going to be a 9 plus 4 is 13. Nope. Does not. You feel his teeth scratch across your armor. He's going to do it a 3rd time. Nope. He's going to spend an AP and disengage. And then you spend an AP of 6 points. Come back this way. I'll finish my turn. Umbra, you are up with me on deck.
I'm going to grab my holy symbol.
I'm
I'm
actually
going to-
starting to like this pattern because none of you are waiting that long. You know what I mean? It's like
There's an urgency.
Keeps the action.
not only is there an
Nobody
urgency,
gets bored.
Yeah,
but
No one's
if we did it the traditional way, like in D&D,
yeah.
he's planning like 4 wait times.
Right.
And in between then and there,
Right.
you don't know what's going to happen, but you're watching things immediately happen between both
That
sides.
you can react to. Yeah.
So plus it gives you more opportunity for reactions as well. So I'm actually liking the pattern. I even like the way that you do the DC check system, and that high versus the low roll determines who goes in that order. I think I guess as long as you play it out, it seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Like my D&D economy brain wasn't seeing it, and now that I'm watching it play out, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. All right, Umbra, you're up with me on deck. What you doing?
Oops.
I'm grabbing my holy symbol
Okay.
and I'm casting divine blessing.
And don't forget to keep track of your mana if you're spending it.
Grabbing the holy symbol, casting divine blessing. I can spend 1 AP to say a prayer and petition your deity for their divine blessing.
Okay.
Choose one of the blessings listed below. I'm choosing destruction. And it costs 1 mana point.
Okay.
The target takes 3 divine damage, provided that the result of your spell check is equal to or higher than the target's MD. If the spell doesn't normally require a spell check, then you must make 1 when you apply this blessing. So I think that's 1 blessing for the divine blessing, and then 1 blessing or 1 AP. Well, 1 blessing, 1 AP for the divine blessing.
Yeah.
1 AP for the sacred bolt,
Okay.
and then I do the spell check.
You have to beat my mental
MD.
defense,
Yes.
my MD. Okay, go for it. Go for the MD.
15.
Oh yeah, it definitely beats it. In fact, that will be not what's the one before brutal? Heavy. That'll be a heavy. So it's an
just
additional point of damage.
additional point of damage.
Yep.
So I do 2
Really
points
quick,
of
who's your
damage.
target?
The bad guy. Big
The big alpha?
Big alpha.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, So that's radiant damage 2 for the spell, and then +3 for the divine blessing. So
Yeah, you guys just
5
watch as it just comes apart. You watch as all the divinity magic energy, like literally finds every opening in its body, and the whole creature just shreds as the divinity collapses it to the ground.
Well, I
Agent
guess you won't be
Smith,
taking that one as a
Agent Smith
pet.
after the visit him.
So much for pet. Two-headed
How many
pet.
AP did you spend to do all that?
2.
2? You got 2 AP left?
1 for the sacred bowl, 1
Yeah.
for the divine blessing.
Yep.
And then I'm going to target another one, the one over here that's turning tail and running.
Okay.
Well, do either of these look bloody?
The one in base with Dalian has taken damage, and the one running has taken quite a bit of damage as well.
Quite a bit of damage.
Okay.
One was the
He's
sacred
not
bowl.
quite bloody, but he looks rough.
Can I hit him with the sacred bowl?
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can
It
do
looks
the
more
additional
damage than
during
the other. 8 plus 4, 12.
12 will hit, yeah.
Okay. So that's 1 radiant damage.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up real quick.
Now he looks bloody.
I know what I can do.
Definitely looks bloodied now. You got 1 AP left.
I got 1 AP left.
How you
I
doing
think
on
it's
mana
Hunter
points?
Bestiary.
Well, I've only used 1 so far. I've done cantrips. These are all cantrips. The only thing that's used mana is the divine blessing.
Okay. Well, nice.
So I could have said I want to do the divine blessing again. At least I think.
By the way, when you guys expend a spell, it's usually 2 AP.
This said 1 AP.
Okay.
This said
Usually they say 2 AP,
says
but
one.
unless it
This
says
said
otherwise.
1 AP.
Can't
1
be
AP.
Prayer.
Well, I know cantrips
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Cantrips aren't spells.
I've been spending 2 for the flame
Spell.
shot.
Okay. Just a reminder, cantrips are not spells.
Aside from the
Cantrips are
divine blessing,
cantrips. Yeah.
which the divine blessing is a class feature.
Gotcha.
Not a spell.
Okay, that makes sense why it's only 1 AP.
Class
I can spend 10 minutes in light activity
But
to record the info of a creature that
I'm
I've seen in the
pretty
last
sure I can do it
24 hours.
multiple times.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
But I didn't do it because I should have. Okay, the other. Am I close enough to hit him?
How many spaces?
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. Just out of range.
Just out of range. Okay, we'll hit this
Unless
guy.
you want to spend mana and boost up your range.
No, we'll hit this guy again.
Okay, go for it.
I don't know if a 10 hits.
I have advantage
10
on
does
checks
not,
to
just misses.
learn or recall information about the creature.
Hits the ground in front of him.
Okay.
My turn with
Nice.
Zephora on deck.
Here's something that I can do. During a long rest, I can beseech my patron, but you can also do your flavor during combat. Can I beseech?
When it's your turn, unless it says it's a reaction.
Nope.
Okay. This one is that one already moved. That one went after you. That one's going to go after Zephora. So Zephora, you've got an attack coming at you,
Okay.
and it's going to be a 14.
Okay, parry. That you missed then.
Okay, parry,
So
one action
parry,
point.
one action
God.
point.
Nice.
It's going to come at you again with disadvantage. That is 11.
Miss.
And he's going to come at you for a third time. Well, no, he's going to. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, God, you guys flying makes this a lot harder with that. Fog. A lot harder. Yeah, he's going to do a third.
I'm sorry.
He's going to do a third AP to come at you.
Another AP. I'm disadvantaged. Sidestep.
That is a. I was already at triple disadvantage.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't matter. You still get disadvantage.
I'm flavoring it.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. All right.
He misses.
Okay.
He
Well, I'll
definitely
still,
misses.
I used
Alright,
the points to
um,
get glide speed.
so do I still have to
Because-
use it, or do I keep it?
You don't have to use it.
I don't have to
flavoring
use
it.
it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So I used
why
one of
doesn't give
my
you
parry.
flights?
You know what?
Flavoring it, I can fly.
We do have
He's
wings.
going to.
I can do it.
I want to see one thing on disengage because it feels like I might be misinterpreting their version.
I'm
of
an angel person.
disengage.
Okay,
I can fly.
okay.
Disengage. 1 AP.
The DM is allowed.
at AOO at disadvantage, 2 AP immune.
Disengage.
Dragon
Attack of opportunity. And
Oh,
so if I
attack.
spend 2 AP, I'm immune to attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
But it sounds like disengage allows you to move.
You get it, but the person gets a disadvantage to hit you. That's what it sounds like.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like if you use 1 AP,
So he's going to use his last AP to disengage with you. So you get an attack of opportunity at disadvantage if you want to take it.
I don't want to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to disengage with you and
The,
go 1, 2,
fly
3, 4,
muscles
5,
on your
6.
wings.
This way.
Tail between his legs?
Right? You know, so you
Hard to tell.
Okay.
Hard to tell.
I can tell
Could
there's a
be.
tail.
All right, I'll finish my turn. Sephora, you're up with with me on deck.
okay, and that
I'm
that
not
one.
sure.
I'm not so sure.
Actually,
I'm actually listening to that.
Sephora is
Which
up.
The last one.
He went.
It's the second
He
one.
went. No, Cassiopeia. Is it Cassiopeia?
Yes.
Cassiopeia is on deck. So Sephora, you're up. You're on
Okay.
deck.
I guess I'll have to move to engage that one.
This one.
No, the
All right.
one next to him. Yeah.
Okay.
All
I
right,
think your wings have been cut.
and then
Your whole goal is to
um,
find the person.
Little does
I'll just two.
We're arguing about the glide speed, Rachel.
All right,
He's arguing that we shouldn't be able to fly.
and I'm going
I'm
to
like, no, it's flavoring my
use
character. I can fly.
1
We have
AP.
wings. We have wings. I can fly.
I'm more inclined to treat it like Dragonborn, where you glide. I don't know if I'm on board with the fly thing yet.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
This combat tells me
it's
probably no.
because it says you can move it horizontal.
Correct.
I know.
It sounds like you can go like this and glide
I
10
have
feet or
wings.
something.
I'm,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
flavoring it. I can
Like a
fly.
chicken.
Okay.
Jump.
Like a chicken.
Like a chicken.
Yeah, like a
Two
chicken.
spaces.
For a turkey.
Okay, now let's get back to what I'm doing. All right, so
Because he's gonna hate it in seconds.
I got one left. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my natural weapon,
Okay.
my fangs,
Oh.
and I'm going to bite that wolf.
Okay. Go for it.
Hopefully I can hit 19.
Okay.
Okay,
Plus.
so it's going to take 1 point of piercing.
Okay.
It's 19 plus.
Oh, 22.
22.
No, let's see. Where's my?
It's the +4.
It's a +4. 19, 20, 23.
23. That will be brutal.
Oh.
So 2 additional points.
Okay, so that's 3 points, and then it needs to make a.
You guys watch as Sephora
Oh.
gets underneath into its neck and literally just rips its throat out, makes a slurping sound in the process.
Okay, so I have to do the poison.
Turn into a vampire.
It
Okay.
only had 3 hit points.
Oh, okay.
No, werewolf. It becomes a werewolf.
It becomes a werewolf.
You still have 2 AP left.
No, just one because I used that one to parry.
Gotcha. So you have 1 AP left.
I am gonna go try and move in base with that other wolf then.
This one or
yeah.
this one?
Let's get that one. Yeah, that one's closer. I think I can get in there.
This
Hold on.
one?
Yeah.
That's right away. The one right
Oh,
away.
that's right. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. That'll get you in the base with it. 4
Okay.
spaces.
All right.
Finish your turn.
All right.
Cassiopeia, you are up with Pandy on deck.
All right, so I am
Good.
going
this
to.
is fun.
Am I
I
within?
like the back and forth.
Yeah,
I
me
shared
too.
this,
Am I within 10 spaces of the one that's by the tents?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces away.
All right, so I am going to.
But yes, the flying will not happen again.
Come on.
It's too
I have
exploitive.
wings.
It's too exploitive. That's not what the wings are intended for. The wings are intended for you to glide, not actively fly.
I flew as my Aarakocra. What's the difference?
They had a fly speed.
Yeah, they don't have it here.
You don't have a fly
It's a.
speed.
I think it's an extra.
Additional racial.
It's additional racial
Later
benefit
on,
Later
yeah.
on.
Remember, you're level 1, not level 20.
Inflate your anal gas sacs. And
I'm just saying, after tonight, that's going to be out the door
Fine.
because way too exploitive.
Yeah, because what does it say on there? With your
Because all you guys
wings.
are basically machine gun turrets.
Yeah. Dude, how many more of your creatures? Like
It says, yeah, you have a set of wings
Yeah.
that you can use to horizontally glide and slow your descent.
So that means you have to start from an elevation. You would have to climb it.
They're just taking on boghounds that smelled him break out his brew kit, and they wandered into camp.
Okay, I took cooking, so we got some.
All right, Cassiopeia, you're up with Pandy on deck.
I am going to cast
let's save our-
the one that is running away by the
Those fucking
tents.
things.
Okay,
Poison.
Hey, you're immune to poison.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I just ripped its fucking guts out. So. Ripped its
Oh,
neck
we
hole
can't
out.
beat the one that you bit.
Tangy,
Plus
tangy.
Yeah, you can.
5.
You can. We
Flavor.
can't beat the one
Cook
that
it.
you bit.
We'll cook
Why
the
not?
poison.
No.
I'll char it.
Poison.
18 is heavy,
It doesn't
so
really
that's
do
2
damage.
points to it,
That's a,
and it is looking
later on
very
it will,
bloody.
but right now it doesn't.
Right.
All it does is make you
I
have
am
disadvantage
going
on like
to
physical
use
rolls
an
and
action
attacks,
point to
which is
lie
cool.
slightly closer to it.
Which is going to put you back on the ground.
Oh no,
And then
I'm gliding. To
Do it again.
I'm going to cast Poison Bolt on it
Okay,
again, and
go
I'm
for it.
going to use
Her name
an
is Umber.
extra action point to deal
Like your
an
voice.
additional +1 of poison damage.
All right, go for it.
It's
I know,
15,
it-
19.
Her name is Luminaire.
19, that is
Luminaire.
heavy.
she should have been.
So
Sweat,
that's
sweat
one-
extra.
that's 2 points. So 1 for the spell, 1 for the heavy.
That is
Oh,
the
there it
target
is.
takes
I was
2
wondering
points of
about that.
damage, and
I'll
using
take over and
another
use 16.
AP gives it a third poison
Third,
damage.
so that's 4 points. Melting it into a pile of bone, meat, and skin
Hey, we wanted
on the
to eat
spot.
I'm not cooking that one. You can brew it.
You have 1 AP left.
You can distill it.
Am I able to see the other one
Yep.
over there?
You can
So
see it.
I will disadvantage fire an acid bolt over it. That
Go
way.
No,
for
it's
it.
not the same target.
So is it?
It's all
No,
spectral?
it's concurrent attack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not split
Yeah.
targets. Concurrent attacks.
So, all right. So I will.
I thought it was
roll-
And you're burning
Just saying
mana where you're doing it. So.
No, these are cantrips.
So acid bolt at that one. And
Firebolt.
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
nat 1.
Wild magic, please.
Woohoo! Sheep, sheep, sheep.
Disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage.
Oh shoot! Right. Disadvantage. That's still a 3. I am stunned.
You're currently stunned.
So the next round.
It's a good thing you're not flying.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Good thing you can only glide. Because if you were flying, that's a hell of a damage falling from that far up.
It's only the 5.
I love it. Which finishes your turn, correct?
Yep.
Stunned condition.
That's okay. Bill fucked me
Done
on one of
condition.
these things too, so don't feel sad that we make you glide. Because he's like, oh, that's gonna be a might roll, and I go, fuck, I have 0 in might.
Yeah, stunned is you auto fail might
Yep.
and agility saves. You are exposed and incapacitated.
Yikes!
Stunn's got effect. baby.
Ouch! Something's gonna feed
That
on you
makes
now.
me want to shoot
Pandy, you are up with Dalian on deck because you beat the DC with your high roll. Then I'm up after you. Well, here we go.
You know I'm just kidding, right, kid? I love you. I love you, buddy. I'm glad you're okay.
Climb up to this.
1 AP to move up there. Give me a
Don't do
might
that, man.
save,
Those
if you would,
things stink.
please.
My boogers
Or give me a mic
stink,
check.
man. I have to clean my dog's eye boogers all the time.
Well, you have athletics, right?
Yeah.
Give me an. I keep forgetting you have athletics. Give me an athletics check.
I got one of those Chihuahua ones, so that just
Yep,
their
you're
eyes
good.
water
Put
all the
DC
time
as a
because
12.
they don't have tear duct things or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever wells.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire at the house.
Go for it.
She's like, I want some pizza.
Goes with
He
a
still wants his steak.
another AP.
He promised him a
for,
steak if he
power
survived.
Okay.
And fortunately, it's going to be fun because longbows are apparently unwieldy.
So that's disadvantage. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't mind you sitting here. You're just really
Is that
close.
only
7 is 14.
Don't move.
7 plus.
Yeah.
It was
7
hot,
plus-
but
Anytime
they were
my
in-
chair gets full over all day long.
It was 7.
I try not
Rolled
to.
7 plus 4.
She implement. Say again.
11.
11. That just hits.
Okay. So
That's 1 point of damage. 2 points of damage for hitting it. Okay. It is now bloody.
Uh,
You have what? 1 AP left?
I have 1 AP left.
Okay.
I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to jump off the rock and glide. With my cloak.
Boy, everybody's got fucking wings
Okay.
here, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Only three of us.
So how far do you move?
4 spaces.
What's your...
I actually have
Because I'm
wait,
short-legged. I'm short-legged.
Yeah, that's fair.
Horizontally. which
Dalen,
means
you are
don't have
up
to
with
go down.
Me on deck.
I have
the
a
bad
real-
guy's on.
Horizontally.
You
I
can
have
go
a
like
real
this.
quick
Line with
question
the rise.
before we get too far.
You can go like this.
So on my nat 1, I still had the +5 from the last wild magic.
Nat
and-
ones are nat ones, nat
Nat
20s are
ones,
nat 20s.
okay.
Yep.
I was just making sure.
He hasn't blocked that camera yet, so he's feeling, it's the first time he gets to block it with his blue head.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it, Mr. Greenhead.
I miss having my green hair. It was a lot of fun.
Is it just the one left?
Yep.
Can I see it from where I'm standing?
Yeah, definitely. And it is
Shall I test
1,
it?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away from you.
Oh, shit.
Firebolt.
Go for it.
I was
Fireball,
I
fireball.
was like, get ready to dive back.
So we can retcon that
17.
he and I climbed the tree
I'm gliding.
and glided. 'Cause
Sure.
We can glide
17.
horizontally.
Yes. What'd you hit?
17.
Yes.
17 is. That is heavy.
Ooh,
So you get a +1.
so it's 3.
So that's 3. That's exactly what it had left. As it gets taken out. And that's where we're going to finish tonight. That was awesome.
Yay.
That was awesome.
That was good.
So when we come back next Tuesday, you guys will be recovering dead bog hounds and
And we'll be level 2.
getting your long rest. And no, not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Going up a level and
No. You're not even used to your level 1
Here,
yet.
Jason.
Being-
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming out. We will see you next Tuesday. We'll be a little bit earlier next time.
He's not gonna
We were a little late tonight due to me finishing late and to some technical issues we were having.
This
So
is
we
the
normally
option
try to
for
hit
me
7. We
to
got started at
start
7:30.
oh,
But
I
hey,
did-
you know what? If you watch us after all this, be sure to go check out the Dungeon Coach 20 Discord, their YouTube channel. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. I think if you watched us from the beginning, we were a little hesitant at first. I think
It's
the
fun.
exploratory rules were spot on. I think that was a lot of fun, kind of what we're used to. However, the combat rules are a little bit getting used to. The initiative rounds a little bit getting used to. But I
tons more options though.
it's
I mean, just
well, there was a lot more time to interact with the combat. There was a lot more.
I
there
like
were
the back and
changes.
forth.
Back
That
and
wasn't
forth
just
was
us and then
flavorful.
you.
I liked how the initiative is a DC check. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that,
Yeah,
but I like it off your current skill check of what you're doing.
right,
Right. So you rolled a 13, which initiated everything.
right.
So everyone else was doing their rolls on the otherwise, and that put you in order, and that allowed your team to go first.
Right.
But then we alternated, which created, where that really gets effective, I think, for everybody is when there's more of you and less of me. Then you get that advantage of doing more because there's more
Well,
of you.
Also, too, there's a lot of great. I mean, we didn't take it, but like the commander,
Right.
That class can do a lot for the party. Why things are going on? They
Correct.
have a lot of reactions and
reactionary-
stuff
Yeah. I
to
agree.
boost people's
All
ability.
right, everyone, be safe, be kind, and don't forget.
Play games!
Good night, everybody.
You want us to hang on?
Good night, Sean boy.
Yeah, I've got plenty of duplicates, so yeah, that's fine.